Today, I did my last bit of drama farming by live reacting to the entirety of Tubbo and Dream's Call. It was really bad and really long, but I tried to make it as funny as I could. By the way, every video that you see on this channel is streamed live on Twitch, so if you want to see these whilst they happen live, then follow my Twitch channel. Enjoy! Hi! Hello, everyone. This was a stupid impromptu idea after Toby said that he wants streamers to live react to his call with Dream. Everyone, yo, I am here and I will be live reacting. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to go live, but I just did anyways. Chat, yo.
One of the things in your original stream, before I did my video, that you talked about was like the difference between reclaiming a word and
Oh, here we go.
the word as a slur. People. And as someone obviously like this, I mean, this may sound a little bit stupid, but I genuinely have no idea. Up until that point, after having gone through
chat, yo. Sorry, I'm just
and being a bit, there was the kind of punching bag of the internet at some point. I wasn't under the perception.
You're so loud
of like,
compared
hey,
to them. This should be good, right?
People did it. That makes it okay for me to do it. But I was under the perception of okay, so these
is
people
that okay,
can do
chat?
it because of these particular reasons, and I also fit those categories.
I see.
And
so, oh, sorry. Go on.
After seeing your stream,
Dream, I'm gay. Can I join your server?
Issues on Twitter. It wasn't.
Hello.
My opinion. It was more that I
don't understand. I'm in the call with him. Why is he not replying?
Okay, that makes total sense. I understand that. And as someone who, in the past, has my opinion has never changed on like the R word. I've always thought I had a whole people were
what
against me saying I'm a hypocrite for statements I made in the past that I still stick 100% by. I think that with any word, no matter what it is, if you're going to offend a large group of people with it, or even a small group of people, depending on what it is, that you should avoid using it as you have a responsibility to avoid using it as a content creator.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think.
So why the fuck did he say it?
Anyway, I think that I decided obviously my video.
The fuck?
Be straight to the point, get it over with, and not no, I didn't mention anything. I was just like no excuses.
Wait, chat, one in chat if you're here. I just want to see my chat go fast, okay?
It was just
sorry.
I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. No.
What's up, drama frogs?
It's from my point of view, it's just like I just wish you would have said that to begin with. But obviously, I understand.
I think genuinely with a lot of stuff, that's gonna be that has been a huge problem of mine for an extremely long time. Is everyone obviously this is probably the #1 critique of me as a person is that I'm very impulsive. I am very impulsive. I'm very.
My
impulsive.
chat arena just crashed.
No, work on that.
No.
A lot.
I'm over.
I have improved.
My chat went too fast and then it crashed.
When I first started as a creator, it was like anything. Okay, yeah, you're saying this.
Hold on.
Fuck you, whatever. And I think that that's something that I have already,
all right, yo.
But I do think that there's always room to grow. And,
hello, Sarah. Thank you for the 16
that's why,
months.
obviously, I mentioned in my video, I said I kind of hit a boiling point. I did. Obviously, the timing seems kind of stupid, but
here we go. I'm gonna give you the Dream method. He says you don't understand. You misinterpreted what I said in my video, even if it's exactly what he said. And then he makes 3 Reddit posts the size of your university essays. That's what he has to do, man. You can save this.
Only parts of my VOD where I was agreeing with you to put at the very start of your video before Tom had even said anything. You know what I mean? Before Tom had even said anything and before you were even rebuttaling, I think it was very strange to be like, this is Tom's best mate. Here are all the things he disagrees with Tom about. And I feel like, in a way, that kind of... That kind of almost makes the things Tom's are saying sound even more ridiculous by prefacing it by going, even his best friend doesn't agree with him. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you can tell he's a Hassan mod.
I completely see what you're saying. I guess my perspective of why I used the clips in that
Thank you for the
order,
prime.
Was that Tommy didn't mention in his video anything about.
Dude, every time he calls him Tommy, I just think about when Austin Show goes, Tommy in it, Tommy.
Of Tom saying anything that I could, then.
Oh, he said Tom. Oh my, for the first time ever.
So obviously my whole issue leading up to this was related to them throwing.
Wait, Tubbo only has 40,000 viewers. Fell off, man.
As jokes, and so that was my whole issue, and I needed a way to
Wait, is Dream live?
bring that up, address that, and obviously having watched.
Wait, he literally has one viewer.
I was aware, obviously.
Yes, guys, we have more viewers than him.
I was like, yeah, thank you, Tubbo. I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. More people need to have that mindset, and so it wasn't. I wasn't trying to ignore.
Wait.
Obviously, I'm coming and having this conversation.
Should I knock on the stream?
Or avoid the rest of any points you made in your live stream? It was more that my video was a response to Tommy's video, and then the fact that they were throwing shots at me, false accusations for jokes, was why I was up to the boiling point I was at, and so I wanted to kind of tell the story of
Dream. Why are you at January 6th? It's all I want to know, man. I don't care about the other stuff.
Tubbo, obviously, if you hear me saying,
please reply to me.
Doing this, and and it's wrong.
Thank you for the gift
of it doesn't hit as hard as hearing somebody that obviously is closer to Tommy saying that, and you're more willing to trust that as a source, I guess.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, what you said there is basically you use the clips of me supporting you because I am the opposite side of the argument, so the viewer will see what I'm saying is more like genuine and fair and open and honest, which makes sense.
Wait, so there's a total of 55,000 people watching this? Yeah, I'm 54,000.
chose to do that at the very start before Tom had said, like, before playing even a single part of what he had said. And I think
so true.
I just want to understand why you did that.
Yeah, I think when I'm editing a video, I'm going in.
Oh my god! All this drama about editing, bro. You're a millionaire. Just hire someone, please. The video was bad. It was a bad video. Just hire someone, Dream. Just give them 10% of the video revenue. You can retire their parents with it.
The R-word tweet. Tommy, you and your friends have been doing this, right? And so I was starting with, hey, just to get off the bat, here's my issue.
Okay, I should probably actually listen, shouldn't I?
The simplest evidence I can possibly provide that you guys have been doing this is this, someone that that's close to you saying, hey, they've been doing this and they shouldn't be doing this. And then now let's talk about your video that, obviously was prompted by me, like,
Tubbo, don't gaff.
over those things. So like for me, it was just a chronological thing. It wasn't like, hey, let's just start the video with Tubbo because I want to make this video about Tubbo. It was, hey, let's start the video with why I'm upset, and then let's talk about all the things that Tommy brought up in his video.
Okay,
I guess. But
can you kind of see how?
No, I totally get it.
You can
kind
of see how it kind of paints like this impression out the gate that like, this is so insane. Even his own friends don't agree with him. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I 100% get that.
Yeah,
that wasn't my intention, but I understand how that can be viewed like that. I think that I don't know how I can avoid, like, what do you recommend? Like,
well,
I'm not even like trying to draw a bad comparison. He's actually doing the Ben Shapiro tactic where you talk really fast. I'm not even joking.
Shown first, you know what I mean? That is like my main thing, rather than just immediately doing the defense and also painting a picture before the argument against you has even been made. I think that's very... I think...
Hey man, I took a week off the internet. What's going on? I don't know, man.
I
don't know. This is my first time watching this.
What he said, because I just talked about it, and that was the most... Like, I just immediately got into it. I showed my tweet and then talked about it. So, like, if I had included Tommy's...
Oh, wait. Are you Aaron from this tweet?
He's talking about the R-word.
Wait, hold on.
That's kind of like... I felt like that was that, you know what I mean? So I started with, hey, the beginning of Tommy's video was him saying the R word, and then he said, right after that, he went into, hey, let's talk about us, let's talk about your friends, so on and so forth. So I took the same order.
Wait, is this your tweet? I'm scared to do a selfie day. What if my viewers are ugly? That's embarrassing.
I'm upset.
Is that you?
Friends. In the same order that he did, I guess. I just didn't show a Tommy clip of him talking about the R word.
Yeah, okay. No, that's totally fair. So you say you've done this for the sake of doing it in chronological order.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason why you didn't mention the stream you did if it's in chronological order in the video? Like, there was almost no reference
Thank you, Finn.
to the stream you did beforehand and the things you said there.
That's a good question.
Oh!
I mentioned the stream once, I think. I mentioned it when I was talking about
my reaction
Tommy...
to your stream as well, also.
I'm sorry?
You also mentioned it, I feel like it's fair to say, when you were referencing my reaction to that stream you did as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think I mentioned it then. I also mentioned it whenever I was talking about the Tommy, like talking down to Tommy or whatever. And I mentioned that I had praised him for the SMP or whatever on the stream before. But I mean, I think a lot of it was like this video was almost condensing some of the things that I had said on my stream into more consumable, ways and a better, more thought out.
Dude,
ways,
no,
so
it wasn't.
Unnecessary, I guess.
He
to
came up with
pull
all
clips
new
from a stream
points.
That was not very like planned or.
Tommy in it
articulated well,
uses
I
his
guess.
stands
It's
to
not
edit the video.
This video was like almost like a hey, let's condense all of this into a 9-minute video. So
Dream is talking like how I talk in interviews. I have no idea what to say, so I say a lot of words.
So moving on to the next part of your video now, it's your reaction to when Tom called you and your group of friends sexist, and your response is to ask for what is the context of this. But I think that's quite strange given in Tom's video he mentions why he thinks you and your friend group are sexist by referencing the situation and how things went down with George and Katie. And I think it's very interesting to remove that context from your video.
Finally, man.
I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding here, but if you go back and watch Tommy's video, he separates them. So he says,
and there we go. That means it doesn't exist, Dream. Nice.
Katie was sexist. And then he says, and also behind the scenes, you and your friends sexist.
You did it, man. You've made the perfect apology.
Quite clearly,
there's a sexual assaulter in your house, but you've made the perfect apology, Dream.
Part of the video. And in the
we will be streaming your music, and we will be watching your Minecraft videos.
I feel like it's not unreasonable to assume that he's calling you and your group of friends sexist because of that situation as well.
He said that you and your friends sexist comments behind the scenes. Like, is it how that's in? You're saying that that's in relation to Katie Bugs?
Well, I'm saying that like that situation and the reactions to that and how that were handled, and then also I feel like the stuff behind the scenes is mentioned to the stuff that wasn't mentioned with the friend of Robbo's who you apparently called a whore, and then the friend of Ludwig's as well. I feel like that's when he's referencing behind the scenes behavior.
Yeah, so I'm happy to talk about those. It's
but he won't talk about the other one. So why, Dream? Is there a sexual assaulter in your house? Is that why?
Did you watch that? I don't know. I didn't see that in your VOD, but did you?
Yeah, I watched all of it. Yeah.
So the context, first of all, I don't for Ludwig's friend, I don't know. I have no information on that. I literally have no information. I posted a Reddit post or like I replied to a Reddit comment where I went into more detail. But it's hard for me to respond to that because I sent Ludwig a message back whenever he said something similar about that, saying essentially he said when I messaged him about my truth video and said, hey, are you gonna make a video on this? Hey, I'm open to answer any questions. He replied. And one of the things he said in his reply was that as to why he might not make a video is because he said that I called one of his friends a whore. And of course, my reply was, of course, I don't want to do that. How can you elaborate more on that situation? Like,
sorry to mute it. Like, I've already heard all this bullshit about this Ludwig stuff. Like, he's already done 9 Reddit threads over this, but he can't say 9 words about Katie. Are you serious? There's a fucking assaulter in your house, and you're sat on VC with Tubbo talking about you're calling Ludwig's friends a whore, man. You're a fucking bad person. Why won't you even accept the fact that you're a bad guy? Just talk about it.
Whore.
Sorry, I didn't expect him to say that.
5 minutes later, as I was waiting for them, and that was obviously blown out of proportion as well. And so I asked Ludwig if that's what that was about. And he said, no. He replied to me and said, no, that's not what it's about. But I don't want to disclose who it's about because I don't want to, give their identity out, essentially. Like, I want to protect
What in
them.
chat if you're gay?
Yeah.
And my response to Ludwig, essentially, which I think I'll reiterate here is
George not found lives with him? Bro. Clearly you weren't there for when they moved in together, the awesome dream team house.
Rumor, as an example.
3 goats of mistreating women. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's make a house.
If I'm giving credence to it and accepting that this happened, which I said to Ludwig, I was like, hey, I'm just going to say, if this happened, I'm going to assume it happened and say, I'd love to talk to this person. I'd love to say, what's the, what I'm sorry.
Dude, he loves that hypothetical if it happened.
And Ludwig said, I'm just trying to look at his DMs. Ludwig said that this was the context Ludwig gave me. Ludwig said that I jokingly called a friend of his a whore outside of a club when I was drunk. That's the context he gave me. And I essentially said, Who does that? Time that I ever have used that word, like whore, slut, any derogatory, word towards women, is jokingly in private to very good friends of mine. That's the only time I've ever used those words. I'll as a joke, I'll call my cat it or something.
He actually writes more essays on Reddit than I've written in my entire academic journey. No! Guys, whatever it says, I don't agree with it.
Have said that you've called their friend a whore, and they've been obviously not taken it as a joke.
His cat?
Well,
Wait, sorry,
was
what?
During the Nicholas Cantu situation. So Robbo's obviously, Nicholas Cantu was literally just slandering me, making up lies. That I proved that in my truth video. I provided tons of context to that.
He calls his cat a whore?
So that's a unique situation, and that's a completely
POV. I'm Dream's cat. He calls me a whore. You fucking whore.
True, not something that can be used as
There you go, guys. This is the comedy you came for.
Saying, what's a good example? Like that situation, that first situation with Robbo should be thrown out.
Sorry, let me just.
It's not true. It was completely a lie, and Robbo was supporting Nicholas Cantu during that whole situation with that. And Nicholas Cantu obviously tweeted out a meme about it in that regard. But what I will say is that in what I said to Ludwig as well in DMs was essentially like I just said, I only ever used words like that, or only in the past, in private with people that
in the past, guys, because now he says it to everyone.
And that the Nicholas Cantu situation, when that got brought up, it was very eye-opening to how.
Why did he ignore every accusation? Then he talks about calling his cat a
being
whore.
Called derogatorily that, but even in a joking way. Like some people obviously don't like even to be joke, have that used as a joke. Not friends, but I'm saying the public. And so obviously that's a word that I've removed from my vocabulary since then. But it's hard. It's hard to navigate a situation when you can't imagine yourself doing something that you're being accused.
Can we talk about, sorry, I know muting, I know, guys, we've seen the fucking Ludwig clip. It's been 5 fucking minutes of this bullshit. He did 3 lines about Katie. Are you serious? I'm not even... Are you actually fucking insane? Are you actually insane? What the fuck, man?
I would never want to do that. Can I talk to this person? Can I apologize? Can I hear more information so I know what's going on?
Toby's like, just shut the fuck up, man.
Time where there's so much that is, obviously this is happening also at the peak of the allegations, and there's so much that's being spread that's either not true or exaggerated, or it's hard to know
Jack, saying whore gets you timed out.
It's a hard limbo when you're that's why I don't like the behind the scenes thing, because it's a hard and I'll let you talk right after I say this. When you're in a situation where you're accused of something, but you can't get any information. So either 1, you can't
even he knows,
or 2, you can't apologize for it or make up for it
Oh
or
my
grow
God,
from it if it is true. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, speaking of proving that things aren't true, it's first of all, I understand you want to give context, but we are now so far removed from my original point.
Oh, here we go.
Why you have said, what's the context, when Tom has called you and your friend group sexist in his video. We have gone so far away from that, that we're now talking about proving that things are false.
I'll simplify it. I said what's the context, because Tommy provided no context. We're talking about something that Ludwig said on his stream after Tommy's
the context
tweet.
He did provide in his video was how you and your friend group reacted to what happened with George and Katie, and also how your community reacted to it, which you are responsible for.
PR answer incoming.
So I think
those were
context.
two different parts of the video, right?
But they're said in the same breath. In the video.
We can pull up Tommy's video if you'd like. He separates the sentences. He says the whole way the internet reacted to the George situation is sexist, right? And then he says, and behind the scenes, you and your friends' sexist remarks are sexist. They're
guys, I'm not gonna lie.
Right? He's saying he said the internet's reaction.
I'm not gonna
to
say a
George
joke.
Was sexist. And then he said, which I'm not. Obviously, he's not providing context to what that means as well. Like, what does he mean by, would you like to give clarity? What does he mean by the internet's reaction to George's situation is sexist?
Well, I think it was just like, sorry, give me a second to collect my thoughts.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think to be like, these are two separate things, they are two different sentences when they are complaining.
This is fucking insane, isn't it? I'm not like,
is quite strange, because also the internet's reaction, I feel as if it is not unreasonable to assume that the majority of the negative reaction towards Katie came from George's community and your community. I feel like that's not an unreasonable thing to assume.
Well, then the question is, what did we do that behind the scenes that's sexist? Which is what the claim that Tommy makes is that we are sexist behind the scenes. And I say, well, what did I personally do that is sexist that Tommy's talking about?
I don't think that's what you personally did. I think it's the fact that you did nothing when you clearly are very in tune with your community and interact in the spaces a lot, which we can see, which is evident by your Reddit posts. I think it's the fact that you didn't do anything about it, which is more telling. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I did an entire space on my Twitter. I did.
He thinks he's Adrian Ditterman, man.
I feel like.
Shut the fuck up, man. You unserious piece of shit.
One, again, he said the internet's reaction, right? I felt I wanted to address the more.
I feel like I'm watching a stupid person trying to explain something they don't understand. Bro, he's in your house! He's in your house!
From or ran from the situation that George made multiple.
Stop whispering me on Twitch!
I talked about on live multiple times, and so it just feels like opening old wounds, and Tommy's taking. Making it like into a personal attack or something, rather than a situation obviously that was very complex and was very personal for a lot of people, and so that's why I didn't put it in my video. It didn't feel like a me and Tommy thing, and obviously a lot of the rest of the video was me and Tommy, or like me and Tommy and Tommy's direct friends that are saying things. But at the same time, I think those it's important to separate the point of, hey, the internet's reaction or your community or something.
Sorry, guys, I forgot I had that enabled. I'm sorry.
The next claim being, I think he specifically said, I do want to pull it up because I think he specifically said, you and your friends' remarks to women behind the scenes is sexist.
It's because they are, man. Whatever. Like, come on, you don't have to skip around it. It's true.
You've been saying things to women behind the scenes that's sexist, and that's
because you have, man.
Right? And that's why I said, where's the context?
Even when you detach from the Katie stuff, you literally have.
That, he genuinely, or he's hearing that from somebody or people that genuinely feel that way. Like
all right, chat. Chill on some of the chat messages.
With people that would be sexist to women. I don't want to be friends with people that would be making remarks like that. And I don't want to. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. So like I would love, which obviously I've said in tweets and live streams, like I would love anybody to come talk to me, have a conversation, anything. But I don't. When you don't provide context, but say something like that, I don't. Well, what can I say?
Interject a little bit? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you.
Tubbo,
off.
please save me,
I'm
please.
The stuff you're saying at the start of your sentences.
Yeah, go ahead.
So. And originally, you're saying the reasoning that you didn't reference Tom's reference to what happened to Katie and George is that you don't want to open old wounds. But also in that video, there is so many. You never have a problem referencing any old content.
Cinema.
When it's
oh my god.
Reinforce your point.
Oh my, what a good point.
There is in that video. There is so many old clips from years ago.
I'm new here. Welcome.
Only don't want to open up old wounds and bring up old context in this regard. That's weird.
Oh my god!
I think that it's different whenever it's a situation involving myself, like directly. Like I think that obviously when you just Tommy said and you said like the George and Katie situation. It's not the George and Dream situation. So like I'm not obviously I feel much more comfortable being like, hey, here's a clip of me from 2016 or whatever. Than I do talking about something that, like I said, it wasn't something that was hidden from or ran from. It's been talked about. It's not being avoided. It's more of just like a, hey, this is me and Tommy. Let's talk me and Tommy. And then obviously Tommy's next claim was about me and about my friends being sexist to women.
Sorry to cut you off again. I think it's also. Oh God, sorry. What was it? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Can you give me the rundown? What were you saying again at the start?
I'm sorry, I forget what.
He doesn't fucking know because he's talking out of his ass, man. Come on. He has no fucking idea.
So you didn't feel it was right to put it in the video. However, earlier, literally a little ago, you were mentioning how you did a Twitter space.
He's lost his whole fucking mind, man.
Multiple posts about it.
Yeah,
I think
of course,
by
because
that
obviously
proxy,
George is.
you have involved yourself in that situation, and you are now part of the wider context of that situation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely, 100%. But at the same time, that also doesn't mean that, you know, my personal feelings involving it and my personal, like, I don't know what the right word is to use. Like, I'm obviously less affected by that situation than the other parties, right? Like, we both agree on that. Obviously, I'm less affected than the other parties, and so
Oh, Molly, I don't think that
between it's me and Tommy talking, right? It's not, you know, not George and Tommy. It's not. You know, whatever.
But I'm not arguing about like you weren't effective enough by that situation to bring it up. I'm saying that it is a weird that your reason for not mentioning it in the video is that you weren't involved when you were.
Well, no, there's obviously multiple things. I think that his direct, you know, the sentence he says is the internet's reaction. If he had said, Dream, your response to, you know, to the George Katie situation was something, then I would have directly responded to that. But because what am I to say? He says the internet's response, and I'm saying, well, what about my response? Like, you think you know, what about what I said?
The internet's response though was widely yours and George's community, of which half you're responsible for.
Do you think that my response to that situation was sexist?
No, I think your initial getting involved to begin with said space and posts, I think it's difficult. I think you have a responsibility.
It's a complicated situation, even for us to discuss, I'm sure. I mean, it's not...
it 100% is. But also, it's not like your initial involvement is what hits, is what feels
he's pressing
weird,
Toby into
because
thinking what he wants.
You are very aware that you have many bad actors in your community. And...
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
every community has
Every community has very bad actors. And you are also aware that you had these now proven false grooming allegations, which it's not unreasonable to assume that this would attract more bad actors to your community. And I think having that knowledge and then getting involved in this situation, I think is where it rubs me the wrong way.
Wait, so what's the critique? Me getting
so I'm saying
me making
that,
a space or
I'm
something?
saying that you getting involved in that.
He's saying that he's using his power because he knows that there's people that will leverage his opinion in his community.
I think initially brings more bad actor attention, which therefore you yourself, I know it's unreasonable for me to assume that you're able to wrangle that and do that and like control that because obviously it's the exact same group
I think
of people.
You have a responsibility from your audience up to an extent, of course.
Yes, and I think
he doesn't fucking believe that, man. Come on, let's be serious.
This big toxic community.
2,000 people told me to kill myself the day I came out, just because I made a joke about him being gay.
I mean, Tubbo, again, I think it's a very nuanced situation, but I mean,
no, it's fucking. Come on, man. Come on, Dream. Come on. Let's not be stupid, man. You're 25. You know what you're talking about.
Full, I guess. But I was there, right? It's like I feel like it wasn't. At the same time, you know, whenever, obviously George is my best friend, and also I was there. So self-report, context for the situation, you know, and input to provide to help come to a resolution, you know, whatever the resolution was. Obviously, I'm going to provide that. I did it, like I said, I did a Twitter space. I gave input. I feel like I was very fair. I feel like I was very, I don't know, I was honest with how, you know, I was as honest as I possibly could be, and you know, as open to everybody, my fans, everybody. I don't support any kind of you know, harassment or hate, especially not involving that situation.
Of course you don't.
It's incredibly complex, and I think that you know, I think that there was a large part of the internet that, you know, that had a bad reaction to that situation. I think that goes on both, you know, sides of the aisle.
And thank God they had a bad reaction, and she got ran off the internet, and you're calling the one who sexually assaulted her your best friend on stream. Thank the Lord, man. Thank you, Dream.
Was for a couple reasons. One, he said the internet's response, so it wasn't directed at me, so it felt more or less like I understand what you're saying.
Fucking oh my God, dude.
I have the exact quote from the transcriptions up now, and the exact quote is, With your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff went down from a year ago. I can't believe the response to it online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man. He is directly, and this is the transcript I'm just showing on stream now, and he is directly corresponding your friend group with how that situation went down. Rather,
wait, sorry, can you read the beginning again?
With your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff went down from a year ago. And I can't believe the response to it online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man.
So, Tubbo, if you, I mean, just to say, the way he says it,
he's belittling him.
He goes,
dude, come on, man.
He goes, with your group, right? Because he says, my friends have been he goes, with your group. And then he pauses, and then he says, the internet's response to the George situation, or whatever you just read. It's
not the internet's response, your response, man.
I'm sorry?
In the quote, it's not the internet's response, it's your response.
Read it again.
With your group, I can't believe how the George stuff went down from a year ago. I can't believe the response to it.
Tubbo, watch. Okay, you're reading the transcript, but in the actual video, he pauses. He has a long pause. He says basically, this is.
Why is he doing semantic hoops, man?
Right?
Why are we talking about how he's phrasing it? There's a sexual assaulter in your house, Dream.
Right? And then he goes,
wake up, man!
With your group, the internet's response online, blah, blah, right? At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Obviously, we can have a different interpretation, but that's how I'm interpreting it.
I think the wider interpretation of that in that sentence is the internet's response is an added-on piece of information.
Sorry to mute for a second, but when it's the way that they interpret Tom, it's fine to misinterpret. But if you misinterpret what Dream's saying in his video, immediately you're absolved of opinion because you're wrong. That's why.
Obviously,
well, I think if you listen to if you want to pull up his video, listen to the way he says it. For me, it feels. I mean, I could be completely wrong what his intentions were, but it feels very direct in that he's transitioning from talking about his friend group, and then he says with your group, and then he says multiple things. He says with your group. He says I don't like how the internet responded to the.
Sorry, it's getting a bit much for me. All of this.
And then also, behind the scenes, you guys have made sexist remarks, and that's kind of like the summary for with your group. And then he goes, now let's talk about you and me. So he like kind of chaptered the video almost
with your group,
and this chapter of the video is my friends. How the George but yeah, I mean that okay, we can take that one out if you like for the sake of the argument. Okay. But that was one of my contributing reasons. Was I interpreted that as, hey, he's critiquing how the internet, how YouTube, how commentary channels, how Twitter, whatever responded to it, not necessarily me. So this is me and Tommy. I'm not going to address that. But then also, again, like I already said, I'm less involved in that situation. It's more of a critique on George, or the George and Katie situation, than it is on me. And then also the fact that it's reopening old wounds for people that
Dream
myself.
You need a script, man.
Okay, I don't really feel comfortable moving on just yet. I'm just gonna watch.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god!
With your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff from a year ago went down. I cannot believe the response to it online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man. And
yeah, so I feel like the interpretation of that is pretty straightforward. I don't like we can focus on the behind the scenes comment, but I think it inevitably, him referencing how the George stuff went down is directly linked to his criticism of your friend group and is not directly linked to a criticism of online.
Okay, I mean, I interpret that differently, but I think that obviously I guess on that we'll have to agree to disagree. I'm not sure. I'll never know exactly what his intentions were.
Let's go, Dream! Let's agree to disagree on sexual assault. Boom! You did it, man!
I thought, but I think that the next, I do think that for me, I took the next point as a more directed, like, specific accusation in a way. Like, again, George and Katie, everyone knows about that situation. It's been talked about, it hasn't been avoided. So the next thing is kind of an unknown.
So why does he live with you? Why does he live with you?
He said,
I'm serious.
Your friends behind the scenes are sexist, or to women have been sexist. And so my initial thought with that is, okay, well that's not something that what's the context essentially, which is obviously what I put in my video.
Right. I feel like
I see what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think that we see that differently.
Like it's crazy. It's just like it's a very serious point, and to just leave it at agree to disagree feels like such a disservice to what's being said. Do you know?
Well,
Do you agree?
So I guess I'm not sure how to word this. What would you have done differently, I guess, in this situation?
Well, first of all, I would have kept in the full context of the full video Tom made, because that's something your community criticized me for when I reacted to your stream, is not reacting to the full thing.
Mods, you're gonna have to be more concrete than that.
It was like a 3-hour-long stream. That's ridiculous. Come on.
I know,
That's ridiculous. There's no
I know.
way. That's ridiculous, guys.
But like, also,
I'm not critiquing you. I'm critiquing my audience. That's ridiculous.
No.
It's a 3-hour-long stream. You can't react. No one's gonna react to the full 3 hours. Did you react to the full 3 hours?
I reacted to
That's
the
ridiculous.
full 3 hours, man.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but like, also, Tom's video is not 3 hours long.
Tom's video is 5 minutes.
And it's
yeah.
5 minutes.
I get it. But honestly, I'll say the reach on a video, right? I feel like people obviously even on the truth video, I got so many comments that were like yap and whatever, that were like, I'm not watching this. It's an hour long. And so I did feel, I'll be honest, I felt a lot of pressure to make the video as concise and as small as possible. So I took the part, I left out things that were repeated. I left it, like, as an example at the beginning, I didn't have any clips of him critiquing me for the R word, but I still addressed it. So I tried to.
So he can shorten his video, and he can still include this bit where he makes up that Tom is racist for a joke, but he can't include 15 seconds of a Tommy Innit clip? I don't understand. I'm not following why he needed to do that.
Right.
In my opinion, obviously, it just comes down to editing style or something, I guess.
Editing style! Bro, just hire an editor! Oh my god.
Okay.
Even he had no fucking idea.
We're going to talk about, like, behind the scenes, my friends are misogynistic. I think the reason why that is said is very much the stuff with Robbo's mate and Ludwig's mate. I think that's very much that, but also, you say that the stuff with Robbo's mate is entirely disproven to not happen. Can you show now a receipt of that? Because I actually had a call with Robbo before this stream, and just to confirm that the mate that Ludwig is talking about and his mate are two different people.
Oh my god.
So I'll reiterate what I said before, because what I said before was that Robbo originally claimed that I got slapped for calling a girl a whore. That did not happen. That was not something that happened.
But did you call Robbo's mate a whore?
Yes. Yes. What? The context of that was it's actually my mate. So I don't know. I don't even think I don't know Robbo's relation to them at all. But it was one of my very good friends in a joking manner that never had ever cared. And it was someone that I read it earlier. I quoted it. It was TSK space whore in a text to someone that I was with in person right around that exact same time, and they were not upset. There was no, it was a total friendly exchange. It was not, I understand people out of context can say, there's under no circumstance you're calling someone a whore, but I'm not calling someone a whore. I'm using it as like a replacement for like, I don't know, like I'm using it in that context, using it as just like
he didn't say a replacement because he knows it's a bad word.
In the same way.
But can you also see, sorry to cut you off again, can you also see how the fact that it's happened with Robbo's mate and that's come out,
he knows the gravitas of it, which is why he didn't say another word,
and you assumed it was the same mate, messaged him and it was a different person, which he said.
So again,
can you see how it kind of feeds into that narrative?
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand, but I think that there's some loss.
Dream. What you have to say is you have to understand. I was just replacing slut with whore, dude. Yes, Dream. That's what you have to say, and then, bro, the point just makes so much sense.
This word. That's not.
Shut the fuck up.
The Robbo situation was Robbo and Nicholas Cantu, out of context, trying to use a joking text message as a way to slander me. They had no idea what they were talking about. They just had that, and then they said that I got slapped for calling a whore, which didn't happen. They were just making things up, just throwing things at the wall until to see what would stick. And that was one of the things that they did. And so,
Mods, how many of you are here?
I go, that's whatever. In the Ludwig situation, I don't know. Again, I don't know what that one's about. But even in my message to Ludwig, I said,
"Are you able to get anyone else?"
Yeah, I know that.
If not, if anyone in chat
seemingly talking about
that
these
I know
situations,
well is interested in picking up a little bit,
and I also do think that
I can help.
Ludwig
Mods
slightly misremembered what happened, because I messaged him
Chloe
and he replied to me. He did not reply to me. I messaged him, I said, are you talking about this situation, because this isn't true? And he said, no, it's about someone different.
Thank you guys.
The only reason I sent him,
thank you.
Go ahead.
Do you have proof of that interaction? Because it's kind of hard for me to take it at face value when Ludwig's been on stream being like, I didn't respond.
I'll send it.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Give me 1 minute.
Give me 1 minute. Let me just inspect the element. Oh,
that's fair enough. I cannot do that. I can just take it in and be like, oh, okay, it did happen. You know what I mean? Because, like, I just feel like it's very strange
Johnny's here.
when
I'm knocking on the stream, bro. Johnny.
Also, another thing to point out is in
Purple button's calling me.
The only time you mention women in that stream is when you're hyperbolizing or like making really dramatic, exaggerated points with no talk of private calls or any actual evidence as well, which also rubs me the wrong way. Like in your 3-hour stream, you mentioned Hannah and Amy, but everyone else you mentioned in that stream has evidence, conversations,
there you go, John, that was for you.
And stuff you spoke about, except for Hannah and Amy, and that's it. And you went as far to say that Amy is some kind of evil mastermind behind the George and Katie situation. Which,
no, I did not.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
That's very how it's interpreted.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter. There's also I saw people on TikTok.
He's gonna say when I'm doing Detective Dream. If he says Detective Dream, it's over.
There's all NDAs. The SMP, I own all the memory. You know, whatever. Where I'm like, I'm acting like, hey, this is what people are treating me as. They're acting like I'm this evil villain. And it's the same thing with Ames.
That was in a separate point in the VOD.
Yeah, no, I know. They're two separate. They're two separate occasions. But with the Amesy thing, I was not at all saying that Amesy is an evil villain. I was making fun of myself because what happened was.
I have a point, but I hope that Toby says it first.
Where we talked about, you expressed, hey, Amesy said that you banned her from the Discord, and after the grooming allegations, right? And then that was cleared up, right?
Yes.
And so before that was cleared up, there was a period of time where I was like, oh my God, Amesy's going around spreading lies about me, right? And so I over-exaggerated that sentiment, and but I was not saying she is. That was cleared up.
But when you're over-exaggerating, you can't reference things you've actually done. For example, when you're over-exaggerating and doing that, you also mentioned the Reddit post you released around the time of the George and Katie situation, where you were like, I think someone's pulling stuff behind the scenes, which is something you actually did. To say that immediately after being really exaggerated and being like Amy's the evil villain heavily insinuates that in that post, which is referring to the George and Katie situation, you thought that Amy was a mastermind behind the scenes. And I think it's crazy that you're happy to mention that situation on your 3-hour stream, but when it comes to the video, you don't want to mention it and open up old wounds that are more extreme for people that aren't you.
No, yeah.
Why would you mention it in the stream then?
Yeah, I mentioned the Amesy message because I thought it was important context to give an example of when I've done the same thing that I feel like people do to me a lot, I guess. Like I genuinely thought for a period of time after the Katie situation happened and before I talked with Amesy that Amesy was going around and making up lies about me, right? And I was going, oh my God, why?
Sorry. But this is one of the only things that I have a real involvement in. Is it not strange that if your friend sexually assaults someone, you begin to immediately say, not even that it was just a lie, but also everyone around the person that it happened to conspired a lie to get you and your friends down? Let's be fucking serious, man. Let's be serious. It's because you don't fucking believe it. That's why he lives in your fucking house, Dream. Come on.
I made assumptions and was like, oh my God, Amesy's doing these things on purpose or being manipulative or whatever. And then as soon as we had one conversation behind the scenes and she clears up, no, this was a misunderstanding. I didn't mean for that to happen. Whatever. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I, clarified that, we had a short conversation.
But can you
understand where we talked about it.
How when you go from talking about the George and Katie situation, very serious, to dramatic exaggeration of, oh my God, Amy's the evil mastermind behind everything, to then referencing a genuine Reddit post you made about that situation where you said you wouldn't be surprised if there's someone pulling the strings behind the scene. It's crazy. And then also Hannah as well. You brought up Hannah with like no reason as well for mentioning on stream that there's a rumor of the Dream SMP people having signed an NDA. Which also, there was no other evidence or context around bringing up Hannah. The same way I feel like there was no other evidence or context bringing up Amy. And those are the only two people.
What do you mean for... For for Hannah, I mean, I wasn't trying. I understand afterwards, after the fact, and
Sorry,
looking
just
back on
one
that,
second.
that maybe I should have just said a nameless creator or something. It wasn't at all like a slight on Hannah or like anything that I thought would cause any problems. I was just mentioning another time. There was many times where obviously rumors were spread behind the scenes by creators. And I was giving examples of how people accidentally, like as an example with the Hannah situation, that got
Did
brought
you
up,
say
and
your
that was,
point?
in my mind, totally innocent. I had a conversation with Hannah.
Yes, he did.
Where we talked about it, and
basically,
she had told me, she's like, "Oh, aren't
sorry
there,
to Hannah.
aren't
Just
there,
gonna mute for a sec. Basically, when Dream makes these jokes in his videos, it's like in the stream. Sorry, when he makes jokes in the stream, it's like always fueled subliminally by something that he believes. Like, he doesn't say blah 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 about Amesy as like a hyperbolization of, because that's what his crazy fans think. It's because it's what he thinks, because he's conditioned by this echo chamber that he listens to all the time, of people that will literally pick apart the semantics of what people are saying just to defend Dream. Bro, there's a sexual assaulter in your house, you mistreat everyone around you, your friends are a gang of fucking misogynists, you need to get off the internet and to take some fucking ayahuasca or something, man.
I didn't say her name or anything, but I said something publicly that was alluding to that, using that information. And then I felt terrible after behind the scenes. She reached out and said, "Oh, hey, I heard about this, about from Tubbo or whatever." And then we talked, and then I was like, "Oh my God, I just did the exact same thing that other people do to me." And so both those situations, like I see what you're saying, but both those situations, like what context or proof should I of like shown DMs or something? I don't know what you're
shown DMs. Yeah. His only alt.
Really
Let me show the DMs, guys.
Future reference. Amy's non-binary. But my point I'm making is that
I'm sorry. What is
non-binary
reference?
What is non-binary? Thank you, Dream.
The point I was making is with every other person you brought up in that stream, you brought evidence and you showed receipts of this happening, and you showed screenshots and grabs and stuff like that. But it didn't happen with Hannah and Amy, which I think rubbed me the wrong way. And then that on top now of knowing that there's one of Ludwig's mates that you've called a whore that was upset, and also before you explained that it was a mutual friend of yours, another person you called a whore. I think that adds to how people perceive your behind the scenes interactions with women. I think it all kind of paints this picture. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I think
it's not fair to say.
If you're making the assumption that I'm a terrible person, that that is.
I'm not assuming. I'm not assuming.
Yeah, it makes sense. If you're hearing, you would take things at face value. From my perspective, I'm going, okay. Tubbo, have you had? I don't know. Do you think I'm sexist? Have you had interactions with me where I've exhibited like sexism to women behind the scenes? Or
all I know is what you put out on the internet. Because, like, let's be honest,
he's focusing down on him.
Really hang out in person, to be honest.
Okay, sure. From what I put out on the internet, you've seen.
From what I put out on the internet, all I know
he's tunnel visioning into him.
Main bit of, from my perspective, the main bit of Tom's video you cut out was about George and Katie's situation and your community's reaction to it. And I also know that you have an increased amount of bad actors in your community and still chose to get involved in that. I also know that in your 3-hour stream, the only time you brought up people without evidence was in this context. And I also know that there's 2 separate instances where you have called.
But what do you mean without evidence? You said that a couple times. For Amesy and Hannah,
I mean, is it like showing screenshots, like showing stuff? Like, it's just your word whenever you reference them. But everyone else in that stream had evidence, is what I'm saying.
I guess for
Ben Shapiro method. I said it earlier.
Like, I'm explaining something that I did wrong, so I didn't feel the need to provide evidence. Like, why am I going to lie about something that I did wrong? You know what I mean?
But it's not clear that you're explaining this because you went wrong. It's like you're talking about very serious what happened with George and Katie, to massive exaggeration of Amy being a massive villain, and then mentioning an actual post you made. That is not clear at any point that you are saying that you were in the wrong in that situation. At any point.
I think there's a little bit of like a not misunderstanding, but like a gap here between what we're. I mean, I guess I'm slightly confused. I think that I never brought up the I never brought up the Katie and George situation in my stream. I brought up the AIMSy, which obviously I guess technically
That's a lie,
in
he
that
brought it
situation,
up.
That was a Reddit post that was to that. But
Why did you say
the
Katie
point
bugs
I
in
was
the
making
stream
when
then?
that was brought up?
Why did he say
was,
it?
Hey, I also at some point made assumptions based on things that were not, things that were not true about another creator in the Dream SMP, AIMSy, and then I reached out, we had a conversation, and I realized, wow, I'm assuming things, and then I of course exaggerated, me like, yeah, this big bad villain, whatever, is the exaggeration where it's like, it's not super far from it, but also for most people with me, it's not super far as well, where people, Dream is this horrible, this master manipulator behind the scenes, whatever. And so I was making the point that, hey,
He is.
same mistake. That's something that I think everyone should try and work on, and is being more like having more communication, which I think AIMSy did an amazing job at communicating. I think that, yeah, in hindsight, after seeing, some people, on Twitter and other people, how they reacted to it, I could have definitely been, more like, I could have had more clarity, I guess.
Responsible to have these kind of outbursts where you use very exaggerated language, knowing that things when you're involved are very regularly clipped out of context? Do you think that was a responsible thing to do?
I think that's a valid question.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to hear his
I think
response. I just wanted to say that I was one of the people that got like visceral harassment after Dream said that people in Brighton were conspiring against him and George Not Found, and so we brainwashed Katie into thinking that she got sexually assaulted. She did. And let me just tell you, it is the kind of thing. It was one of the only 2-week periods in my entire life that I have completely blocked out of my memory. Every kind of threat, rape, murder, my family, doxing, everything that you can imagine, I got vile harassment for months on the internet. You can't even imagine if I got 5% of it. Imagine what Katie went through. There's a reason that we don't speak about it in our community, as in me and my friends. It's because really we don't like to bring it up, because it's something that really harmed one of our best friends in the whole world, and also harmed all of us. But this is one of the, like, I feel like it's so important to talk about it today, and it's so important to recognize that George Not Found lives in fucking Dream's house, and it was just like, it's the kind of, I don't talk about it. I never, and I'm still in the MaxGGs character right now when I'm talking about it. You can't believe the turmoil that I went over all of this, and I feel bad talking about what I struggled with, knowing that it's my friends that experienced the sexual assault. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, I know it does. I know you'll want to pat it, but like, just think about how I feel, and it didn't even happen to me. Think about what happened to her, and think about how it feels if you are the victim of abuse, and there are people with 30 million subscribers going on streams saying, avoiding the topic because they know that it exists. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And I won't get more emotional about it, because you know what happened last time. The clips went super viral and stuff, which is really the Keemstar thing was really like, it all fired it up for me. I never intended to be such a big player inside of that whole situation. But yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't understand that when he goes on these big hyperbolized rants, like, he is affecting real people. Just because I'm a creator doesn't mean that when you have a million people that try and like diminish what you're saying, it's just... Sorry, I feel like I'm straying away from the point, but I spent a lot of time thinking about this last night. And I just hope that if you are watching this today, you're one of the 1,000 people that are here. I hope that deep down in your heart, you know that when Katie came out about it, it was true. I would tell you, I would put everything that I have in my belief of that, 100%. Genuinely. And this is nothing to do with me not liking Dream. The reason that I don't like them is stemmed from all of this and the disgusting behavior they have. Truly
if you don't like me and you're watching this, the one thing I want you to take away is that Katie Bugs is a victim of sexual assault, and what happened to her with George Not Found happened, and it's not something that should be brushed over. Anyways, I feel like we should just go back to the reacting. I really don't like talking about this stuff because it was a really, really horrible time. But we'll just go back to what they're talking about.
Sure, that's true. That's one of them. And then, like, as an example, cutting out Tommy's first his mention of the Katie Bugs and George situation. Obviously, if you take what I'm saying at face value for my reasons for why I cut it out, then that's not my do you think my reason? The reason.
But I'm saying those reasons doesn't make sense given 2 days prior you brought it up in your live stream. But I'm saying those Dream, you did. Like you talked about the George and Katie situation. This is the exact thing I'm referencing with you talked about George and Katie's situation, then you did the hyperbole exaggeration of Amy, and then you referenced the real Reddit post you made about it, and you did that 2 days before this video came out. So I don't understand your reasoning for cutting it out.
My reply about AIMSy, which I guess is about the Katie and George situation, but I didn't talk about the Katie and I was like a couple steps removed, right? I mean, it was a reply.
But you bring it up.
Removed! Bitch, you were in the room! Removed by 2 fucking meters, man! Shut the fuck up!
And you say the situation.
I don't recall.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take you at your word for it. But I don't recall, but I'll take you at your word for it. Maybe it was a 3-hour stream where I was.
I watched the 3-hour VOD, man. I watched the 3-hour VOD, man.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. I mean, so I think that obviously, I don't recall that. My reasonings for why I included what clips I did of Tommy, I think it's not like when talking about whether I'm sexist or not, I think that one of your 4 reasons being that I didn't include the full context of Tommy's clip, while also asking and saying, hey, what is the context to
Sophia, thank you for the 6 months.
I think that either way is I don't fully clock how that's sexist. I guess I'm not
Okay, yeah, but that was also a very weak criticism of what I was saying.
Okay, so that's 2 of the 4 though.
Yeah.
That's 2 of the 4 you just gave. So then another one. So
also
you said
saying
the response to Katie's situation.
Your choice to get involved when you know how many bad actors you have in your community, as well.
Okay, so what specifically did I do that you think was sexist?
Well, no, I'm saying knowing that you have an increased amount of bad actors in your community, and also you've been on the internet a long time. You know genuinely the wider internet's reaction. This is not real. Like, to know you.
He's actually allergic to saying I'm sorry. Like, not that I'm sorry would fix this, but it's been a fucking hour and he hasn't said it once.
Tubbo, do you think? Are you suggesting that I shouldn't have said anything?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
suggesting that. Honestly, I'm saying yeah. Actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He keeps doing the what did I do?
I don't understand.
I guess
well, why though? Why did you choose to get involved?
Because one of my best friends was accused of something very serious.
I know, but is your best friend not capable of
having
a situation on his own?
No, of course. And
because
well, but I'm also
this is why. Sorry, this is why Dream only refers to Toby as Tommy's friend. Because Dream is somebody that believes that he can puppeteer other people's opinions just by himself. That's why he believes that he needs to fucking look over George Not Found, because he doesn't fucking believe that he can talk for himself. Just like why he can't fucking believe that Toby can talk for himself, man. It is hot, like, bro. He's a fucking sexual assaulter, man. Why are you supporting him?
I can't, hey, let's just pretend this didn't happen. Like, I have to respond to that. Obviously, I did a space, and I did a couple Reddit.
A Twitter space, man.
Thank
God he did a Twitter space.
I think that my initial, Reddit reply where the AIMSy thing happened, I think I regret that reply because that was done before there was more context provided by Katie's, next live stream. But I think that with the information I was presented, I had to say something.
Did you make any kind of post addending what you said?
Why are they even talking about this? Wasn't Dream just meant to apologize for saying a slur?
Something.
Bro,
I did a space obviously after.
Let me just run you through it. So Dream did a 3-hour stream before his apology of the slur, where he decided to just go on an insane rant about things that have nothing to do with him. And then he made a video and he was like, I'm sorry. And then Toby reacted to the whole fucking stream. And obviously there's a load of lies about his friend, so they're talking about it.
That's why.
different
Can I
information.
also just say that your like unsure language surrounding this is also not
It's telling.
filling me with
It's telling.
confidence that my original opinion that you and your friend group need an attitude adjustment around women is invalid. You know
It's
what I
telling,
mean?
man.
Like
For-
the level of uncertainty when you speak
Well,
about
it's
it is like
Tubbo.
He's angry.
I said earlier, but it's a very complex situation. I'm being careful. I don't want to
Yeah.
make claims that are
Sorry,
false.
my hair's getting
so
weird.
I'm being very careful. It happened, almost a year
no,
ago.
and I
at this
appreciate
point.
you being careful.
I'm being careful. That's it. I'm being careful. I'm not trying. I don't want you to read into my language in any way. Like I'm just being careful. That's it.
Okay.
I think that. I don't think that.
But, like,
I
you can
handle
be
that situation
careful, but-
perfectly.
Dream says, I don't want you to read into my language. Let's analyze how many seconds Tommy Innit took a breath for before he said George not found in his video.
Right. Totally,
Maybe,
yes.
which I don't know.
No,
Like,
I was talking about the AIMSy thing. So in my mind, right then, when I was answering that question, why I said maybe was about specifically about AIMSy. Like I'm not sure. I can't remember it.
All of this, and he was still at January 6th. Like, that's what we're ignoring, is that he was literally there.
My space, the entire point of my space was to, hey, here's my updated,
Thank
stance,
you
and
for
here's
the
the
10
updated
months.
information.
Also,
that
I
was
feel like I
me
just need to say,
misspeaking.
Dream did text me on Discord and show me
My hat is...
the receipts.
He was? No.
For the Ludwig thing.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, there was
you
some,
I don't know if Dream was at January 6th. I'm sorry.
You're messaging in that. I will say.
I realize there's more
no,
people
it's
here
just
than
like-
usual, so I
like,
can't
come
make
on,
that joke.
I'll do it again. I'll take it again.
Okay, right. I
He's
feel-
gonna sue you. He's gonna sue me for saying he was there on a day of the year. Come on, man. I didn't even say what it was about.
I feel like
Why is the
we.
context-
I feel like
Have I
feel pretty.
explained that well? Do you understand why I'm of the belief that you and your friend
I'm here
have
on
an
January
attitude
15th.
adjustment with your behavior around women? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I understand where you're coming from.
Oh,
I think
so
that communication, honestly, is I think is important, and I think that I understand where you're coming from, but obviously, as someone that's in my position, I think that there's a lot of like I don't know. There's just a lot. There's so much misinformation. There's so much like communication. I feel like would solve everything because all of these questions I'm asking you, obviously, right now while we're having these calls, are conversations that would be very good to have. Like.
This is what you
behind the scenes,
do
when
if
things-
you're
when anything happens
in
that anyone's
fault,
upset
man.
about, no matter
When you're
what
at
it is,
fault, you do
because,
this.
Obviously, I like to think that I'm a good person, I have good intentions, and that my friends are good people and have good intentions. And so, if you let's say I do.
Dream, I'm gonna drop you a truth bomb. Your friends are not good people.
In that way, I obviously I don't know of examples of of where there have been interactions 100% where I've made jokes that I shouldn't have or whatever with anybody, not guys, girls.
Yeah, so okay, so you acknowledge that you've made jokes that you shouldn't have, and you said things you shouldn't have. So you can understand from that why I have this opinion, right?
Well, I'm talking about I'm talking about private interactions where I'm like, oh, we're I have a conversation with somebody and we have a discussion about it or whatever. Even with this happened.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure it's
even in
happened with you.
private,
It's
word
happened
can
with Tommy.
travel as well, can't it? Like,
But I'm not talking about sexist things. I'm just giving I'm
then
saying.
why are we
hey,
talking about it instead of what I
Oh!
Tubbo, I'm saying, give me an example, right? So this is what's happening, right?
Finally.
And this is not this is the summary of what, from my perspective, what's happening. I don't like the Ludwig situation, right? Is Ludwig has a second-hand account, right? It's not first person. He heard from someone else that I apparently jokingly called them a whore outside of a club, right? And so this is now, in this case, being brought up as
Wait,
evidence
why
that
is he
I'm
at a club?
sexist.
I thought he didn't
And
leave
I'm
his
going,
house. I
"Oh
thought
my
that's what
God,
all his songs are
I didn't
about.
even know that
I don't
happened."
understand.
And
I'm
if
not
it did
following.
happen,
Sorry.
Then I would love to learn from it, grow from it, apologize to the person, and be able to adjust my behavior. But I don't even know that this happened. I have no, and I don't know who it was. I don't know where it was. I don't know what the context is. I don't know anything. And so I'm like, how can I I don't
will
know.
say,
Like how,
you have changed your story.
I
a
thought he
little
went
bit
to
and your
college parties. No comment.
second-hand account rather than it being a mate of his that's told him. You know what I mean?
no, it's a mate of his that told. That's like that. I meant that as secondhand account. That's first hand is like being there, right? Second hand is you're hearing it.
No. So like he's heard from the person that this has happened. That's
Yeah.
That's
he heard,
not like he's heard
friend
from
of
a
his,
friend of the person.
Yeah, no, he didn't see this happened. He heard from someone that this happened, right?
So
Hey,
he heard
you
from
here?
someone,
Are
or he
Tubbo
heard from the
and
person.
Dream
who
still
killed-
fighting
He heard
over
from
the-
he heard from the
Prezzo
person who
5!
said this, yeah.
No,
Okay.
welcome,
According to
welcome,
what,
Prezzo 5.
I mean, I guess I use secondhand as that. I wasn't saying like
Okay.
that's the same.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I guess we're misunderstanding secondhand and firsthand. Like I meant secondhand as that. Like firsthand is like you're there and you see it, you witness it. Secondhand is like you're hearing it. You didn't actually.
It's
see
less
this
about
happen.
like. It's okay.
They got banned in Prezzo's chat?
No,
Oh,
fair
okay,
enough.
thank you.
But you understand why I think what I think, don't you? Right?
No.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
do understand why you
Okay.
think what you think.
He said
But
yes.
I think it's majorly
Cinema.
because of the lack of like transparency and communication on the internet. Like I think that's in my mind. I'm like,
and it's also from like me consuming the content you've done in reference to the 3-hour stream, and in reference to the context that's been removed from videos. Because it does stem. From
We're
me
1
not
minute into
understanding
Tom's
why you removed
video.
that context when you mentioned it 2 days prior on a live stream.
yeah. So obviously we
I mean,
we
Dream's response to
disagree
Tom.
there, I guess on me bringing up Amesy or bringing up Hannah as being sexist on my stream. I guess, and also
no, it's not the fact that you brought them up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the fact you brought them up, but with
Chat, we
everyone else
will
who brought
keep
up in
streaming
that
till the
stream,
end of it.
You had screenshots, evidence, references to private photos. Like, you know what I mean? It's the display.
I think there's. I mean, I don't.
Like
I-
the
I'm
way
not-
that
I'm
with
not-
everyone else you came with screenshots and you came with evidence to show your
Rent
bot
is
community.
due. And if you press the subscribe button and it says subscribe for free, subscribe with Amazon Prime today, because every day you don't subscribe with Amazon Prime, you're losing money from your subscription because you're not making the most out of your Prime.
Was no, when you're on this big platform, it's
So if
very-
you don't watch
you're very
Twitch, you
much
got
saying
you
want
got a
to take
Prime
my word of
badge.
value, this and this. When with everyone
Thank you
else,
for the Prime.
you had like evidence of this that you can show.
It's free. It's literally free with Amazon Prime.
I think I was.
I'm sub to
I was
Phil,
very
sir. Okay, that's
consistent
okay.
throughout the stream on whoever I was talking about. With when there was evidence to be provided that made sense or was necessary, I provided it. When there was I was saying something that I either was about myself that I didn't think needed evidence, I didn't, or if it was something that there wasn't
Thank you for the
evidence, or
Prime
it was just
again.
like as an example, like I brought up our phone call. I didn't provide evidence for that. I just said things that happened.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing with Hannah because I don't have evidence of this conversation I had with Hannah. But it just,
Okay,
it's
to be
something that
fair,
happened and
guys,
we just had a conversation.
I wasn't gonna do it until Tubbo said he wanted people to restream it. Also, I wanted to voice my opinion about the Katie stuff. If I'm being honest, I'm fucking bored of Dream and George.Found's weird fucking PR about it, man. And I know that it's been a
Exaggerated
year,
and, like, not taken
but yeah.
seriously.
I mean, no offense. Yeah, I
I feel
know.
like you're not listening to.
I mean, I'll
which
be
is
I'll
kind
be
of
honest
hard.
though. I'll be honest though. I don't with this point specifically. I don't understand completely where you're coming from because I don't feel like I was any different to Hannah or Amesy on my stream than I was to any of the male creators or any.
That's a
anyone
lie.
else.
That's a lie. That's a
I know
lie.
that,
Come on.
and that's okay, but I'm saying that what happened is what is impacting my opinion.
Lad,
and then
Sapnap
to
is
say
lurking
now
in
this
Tubbo's stream.
I'm not bringing up this situation because old cuts that affect people worse than me, but then to bring that up 2 days prior in that stream, this is my issue. Do you know what I mean?
Hey,
I think there
dude,
was
wanna
multiple
come
different
visit
reasons,
us
but
in
I
Florida?
think
No,
there's
man,
a little bit
no!
of a disconnect. On
Leave
the
me
phone.
alone!
But, like,
What the
obviously, you're not
fuck?
gonna be able to see into my brain and understand exactly why my 100% intention.
Oh, hello,
on,
Pangy.
why I included a clip or why I
You're
didn't.
farming
But
viewers.
clearly,
Oh, it's the mentioned
obviously I'm on
viewers.
A phone call right.
No,
right now with you
guys,
in front of a lot of
Pangy's
people
chill.
Having a conversation about it. I wasn't trying.
Hey,
to
you know
avoid
what?
it.
I'm
No,
VIPing you, guy.
I don't doubt that I don't think you were trying to avoid it. I don't think you were.
Town Christ, thank you. Levi, thank you for the 6 months.
Listen,
Kira with the
you were,
14 months. And
generally
Adam with the gifted sub. Thank you.
Okay, how do I word this? I don't think you're trying to avoid talking about it. I think you're very open that you're
That's
open to
oomph.
talk about everything, both publicly and privately. That's good. That's fine. But I don't understand
Where's
when
my
you keep
VIP?
going. There's this disconnect between you
Oh,
and me.
no,
I
I'm
don't think there's a
VIPing
disconnect.
everyone
I think
now.
You're not
Well, I'm saying
totally
you're
understanding
implying.
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Fuck.
You said
I'm
that
running out of
essentially
slots.
That me cutting out that clip and
For the
and the way-
reasoning.
Wait, let
you cutting
Dream
out that
finish the
clip
point.
for the reasoning that you've told me just now that you don't want to open up old wounds is weird because you brought it up 2 days before and you didn't.
Boom! 5 big booms.
Again, I'm not. I just don't. I don't.
Can
know,
you can
I don't know the
un-VIP
context
me?
to how
Oh, I
brought it
actually
up
did
in
have
the-
to, but
Just reference
it's
the
valiant of you
situation.
to say that.
You literally just blatantly reference it.
Like what did I say? Do you remember?
I respect
anything,
you, man.
Paraphrase.
Oh,
I should
God.
probably
I'm not. I
take
know
away
it's
my
ridiculous to ask.
VIPs.
It's a 3-hour live stream, but I just don't
Like,
remember.
all of
this.
them.
I'm trying to
all
figure
I
it out.
remember is you referencing the situation.
Chat, give
then going
Pens a
straight
drink.
into the exaggerated bit about Amy, and then referencing the real life thread that you made on Reddit, which I was telling you about.
Yeah, I mean, from my memory, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but what I remember is I brought up, our phone call, and how, you mentioned that AIMSy had said that I had banned it from the Discord, or whatever, and that, it wasn't for a while until I made a post.
You should get paid to deal with this yap. Thank you for the 200 bits.
Where I mentioned, behind this, AIMSy being whatever.
Pokimane is in the viewer
list.
list. Pokimane is here.
Yeah, I thought that this was crazy. I thought there's an evil mastermind, whatever. And then I was like, and then we talked, and AIMSy and I talked, and it was cleared up, and I was like, okay,
wait, Sapnap in the chat. Hey,
so
dude,
for me,
wanna
I guess
come
even
vid?
if
No,
depending
man.
on what
I
said,
already told you
in my
no.
brain,
Leave me
I just think
alone.
The connection is different there. Like I was talking about, in my mind, I was talking about AIMSy. I wasn't talking
Jesus
about
Christ.
Katie or whatever. I was talking specifically.
Katie or whatever. It's like I love that he belittles it every time. I love it. Dream, you are so good at that.
Rumors / misinformation about AIMSy that was that wasn't true, and that how I acted because of that, and how giving an example of how a lot of people are the same way towards me sometimes, and how
this is not to analyze him, but it seems like he believes all the things that he's saying, right? And he's got like a twisted view of everything, right? And he's trying to explain himself. It's interesting that he doesn't have a refute for the things about Katie. It's interesting that he doesn't return something to do with it. He just immediately avoids it every time.
Okay. I will, it's just like, in my mind, to go then in your video, which you've released on your YouTube channel with 32 million subs, what is the context of this after I've said all of that, and the video itself adds to that, is also strange. Yeah?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know. Again, Tommy didn't provide context.
Mods, if you can pin
I don't know what Tommy's talking about.
please try and be respectful. Don't mention other streams of your
you
account.
mentioned that
Smile.
the Ludwig thing, which just got public yesterday.
Okay, other than that, of course, because that came out after the video.
But what's other than that? The Katie bug situation?
Yeah, the fact that that was removed from the video, because you said in the video, you edit the video yourself, you made the conscious decision to remove that bit of the video.
When am I supposed to go live?
And
Molly, I'll
I think
host
this
you.
is weird. Your reasoning that you've given me is because, again, old cuts, and I feel like I'm going around in circles a little bit, but you did bring it up 2 days before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that is such a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think from my perspective, I was talking about AIMSy, so I didn't view it as bringing it up, but I could totally see why. I mean, I guess I probably did. If I was talking about the context
you mentioned
of...
George and Katie by name in the stream.
Because he's talking about AIMSy. AIMSy making up that Katie Bugs got sexually assaulted. But that means that the situation doesn't exist in the stream. Thank you. Dream, you are so good at this, man.
To where you are.
Yes.
I understand how you're getting there, but my intentions
Thank you so much for the
my intention was, hey, I'm talking about AIMSy. Obviously, this situation is relevant in that direct regard. And in my video, this situation wasn't relevant and wasn't something that I felt the need to, talk about, given...
I understand how you're getting there. Me at age 4,
made a
shut
much
the
more
fuck
direct
up,
claim
John.
right after that, where he said, you and your friends are sexist women behind the scenes. And so that direct claim felt much stronger and, better of a... I don't know, it's more complete for me to respond to, where I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, versus obviously when he says, hey, I don't like how the internet responded to that situation, I go, okay, yeah, then, I mean, that's all public. Everyone already knows about all of that, so it's nothing new to discuss in like a video that has a lot of new information, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like we've both said a lot, about this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I honestly, about this, I don't particularly have anything else to say, except for I want so badly to get onto the same page as you, but I feel like this is...
I can't wait for Dreamstat. 26-year-old unemployed Dreamstans have got an essay drew this week to write a psychoanalysis of me on Twitter. Please, make it longer, please.
It's a difficult situation to not look into the language, but there's so many adjectives, man, that kind of feel... downplay is very extreme, but like a lesser extreme version of that, like misremembering. You say a lot. It's just like certain such and such is irrelevant, and it just is like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. You know what do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm a little lost, I'll be honest. I'm just a little tiny bit lost.
I think it comes across as dismissive.
Sorry.
And when talking,
He's literally doing what Elon Musk did on Connor's Fortnite Friday. If he thinks the question is too loaded, he goes, I don't understand the question.
No, of course.
I believe it's not your intention to do so, but can you see how I feel that's the case based on the language you're using?
I'm a little bit lost, but I think that
How can I help you be less
there's
lost?
people
What do I
shooting
need
at
to
me.
explain more?
Thank you for the
I
prime.
think because you just said, as an example, you just said you don't think that I have the intention of doing that, but then also say that you think. But ask if I can see how.
No,
Chat, let's see how fast Tubbo's chat is.
There's a difference between me knowing and thinking what your
Jesus
intention
Christ,
is
though.
versus how your words are coming off when you're explaining stuff to me.
Wait, chat, yo.
So I
We're gonna
can
beat his
know
chat speed.
and
Yo.
think that that's not your intention, but I can't speak for
We actually
tens of
did.
thousands of people, hundreds of
Thank
thousands
you,
of
guys.
people that are watching and reacting to your claim. Is the thing. So the way your words come off, even if I think that's not your intention, other people.
Can you give a
won't know
specific
that.
example of something that way I can be more direct about it? I guess.
The
or
way you're
something?
going misguided, the way you're saying certain things are irrelevant.
Manipulation 101. Can you give me an example of when that happened right now?
It was in the conversation we
Come
just
on.
had. We literally. It was
You have to give me an example immediately or it doesn't exist.
the same page, and I want to get on the same page.
Okay. I guess I feel like we're losing each other here on this
Your mum at
specific
4.
point. I guess.
Okay.
No, I'm not even
getting like,
the bit's too complex.
Certain things, I've said I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly or whatever. But if you can give a specific example, then I can go, oh no, here's a more direct response, or you know what I mean? Like I'm happy to respond to whatever.
It's hard for.
Bro, come on. Like, I really don't like him, but you know why he's tiptoeing around it. Come on, because he knows it's true. Like, come on. He was in the room.
Tiptoes, sorry, not daisy chains. Tiptoes around what we're talking about and brings up wider context of things that isn't necessarily relevant to answer what I'm asking. Does that make sense?
I see why if you view it like that, that's not good. I understand that. But I guess the topics we're talking about are.
Dream is not good at
this is summarizing.
being
disagree
charitable to an
that
opinion that
cutting
isn't his.
out clips. That one clip of Tommy is sexist because I feel like the more important clip was the next one.
Even if
Why,
it's
though?
bro, even if you're not sexist, man, he lives in your fucking house. Oh, you're not sexist, but there is a sexual assaulter next in the other room, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, why? Given the context that you didn't want to bring it up, not to open up old wounds, only to bring it up 2 days prior. Why?
Well, there's more reasons than just that. So one, I feel like it's not. This is a me and Tommy thing. So obviously, this is me and Tommy are talking about each other, and the next claim Tommy makes is about me. He says you and your friends. Obviously, when we're talking about the George situation, and he talks about the community's reaction. My interpretation of that was, hey, the internet's reaction to this was sexist. I'm not. This is me and Tommy. The very next point he makes is, hey, you and your friends are sexist. Obviously, I brought that up. Said, hey, what's the context?
But the thing is, Tom, you're saying it's about you and Tommy. He referenced this in his video to you, bringing this into the realm of context which is needed for your response. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, Tommy said a lot of things in his video as well. I mean, I didn't include every single thing that Tommy said. I think that there's some things that I was just like, well, what am I even supposed to say
why
to this?
not include this when it's so important and we've just
because
the last
it's so
40
public.
minutes
It's such a public thing. It's
so
something that
public,
already
but you've said
everything that needs to be said has been said. From my perspective, everything that needs to be said has been said, and so I don't feel the need to add additional stuff onto a situation like that is complex and does have a lot of obviously complex feelings with other people that aren't myself.
Complex and how important it is. Your words, and then not to include it because you think all is said, is completely different to what you said earlier when you said you didn't include it because you didn't want to open
Molly
up cuts. That's a
W2.
complete.
I gave 3 or 4. I gave multiple reasons earlier, and that was one of the reasons I gave. One of the reasons I gave was that it's a very complex situation that I'm not. That it's been very public. There's a lot of information out there on it.
Why do you feel you don't need to provide that context to your large YouTube audience, and instead just react to the claim like, I don't know the context of this?
I think that Tommy bringing up a very public situation that has had multiple live streams, that I have already done a space on, that, you know, I have already made my thoughts public on, that George has made his thoughts public on, that has been, you know, brought out into the public almost a year ago. That feels less, you know, less relevant to this video that's happening today than him making a claim, hey, right now, that, you know, a new claim, you guys are being sexist behind the scenes to women and it's disgusting. That to me is more relevant to my...
He thinks because it's a year ago the claim doesn't exist. He thinks that he's like opening the next page of the allegation book. Oh, you've called me sexist? That means that the KKK edits and the sexual assault are in my house. No, they don't exist anymore because now we're focused on the fact that I call girls whores when I'm off stream. Come on, man.
But
I'm
I
saying that is a factor that contributes to my opinion. The fact that you don't think that is necessary to include in the video is why I said I think you and your friend group need an attitude adjustment around how you treat women. The reason why that you don't think that is necessary context.
Johnny, be serious, man. This is a
also
serious stream.
now contributes to that. You understand?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't agree with you, but I think that, but I understand.
I don't agree with you. Well, obviously you don't, man.
I mean, sexist, I guess. And
No, and I believe that.
He was the villain on the Dream
believe
SMP.
that. I'm just saying that added is why I've come to this conclusion.
Okay. I mean, I think we probably just can't see eye to eye on this specific situation. But I think everyone, I mean, obviously everyone will view things differently no matter what.
Yeah, it's kind of like your
Bro,
intentions are one thing,
he's lost
and your
his whole
impact is
fucking
another.
mind, man.
Do you know what I mean? So like you have
Yeah,
all these
of course.
intentions, and I'm telling you, the impact comes across in this way, and obviously. Maybe it's just a me thing, but given the community's response, I don't think it's just a me thing. You know?
So what are you suggesting I should have included if I had just included that clip and then had the exact same?
I think if you had included that clip and thought it was right to include that clip, it would have made it a lot harder for me for one of my takeaways from that video to be, oh, that's really strange that he wouldn't bring that up and instead react and go, what is the context? And oh, wait a minute,
Yeah,
this
I
also
think
plays into
Tubbo,
those two other accounts I heard. And
Yeah,
wait, this also plays into the stream
The
2
one
days
problem I
ago.
have with that is before, obviously you were saying that I shouldn't have mentioned Katie at all, and that, you know, obviously before because of, you know, bringing an audience into it. But then you're also suggesting that I should have talked about her more and brought it
Two
into
different
my
things.
video.
Once it's done, you can't undo what you've already done.
But I haven't brought it to my YouTube audience. My YouTube audience is not something that I've.
But I think while that is true, yes, while that is true, I think once you have already become involved in this situation, to then be like, oh, I didn't do it on this one platform, why bring it to this one platform? There is significant overlap, and I think it's not.
Well, I think also the disconnect to that there was again. I think there was many different reasons. I think that there's
The truth is
things that contribute to.
that he's fucking obsessed with bringing it up, man, and making jokes about it. But when push comes to shove and 32 million people have to know that your best friend sexually assaulted someone, you're not gonna fucking include it because it makes you look bad. You are stupid, Dream. That's why you can't understand. You just have to admit that it was for money. All you fucking care about is money. You don't make a good video, yeah? You upload because you need money. You started making music because you want money and you want to grow your audience. You're not in it for the game, yeah? Your 32 million subscribers, they might as well not fucking care about you, man. You make soulless content with a sexual abuser in your fucking house.
Of the things you say paint you to be a sexist. Okay, I think that is
Do you
the
have a way to turn off
unintended
viewer tag?
impact
Yeah, I
of
do.
your
Hold on.
actions, and I think that's what Tom's referencing,
Chat, just hold on a sec.
right?
Tom's referencing
Because the
me
fact
not
that
including a clip in my video.
no, because he hadn't seen your video yet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if this is how if this is how wider people are taking the impact of these actions, okay, why, from a creator point of view, why would we be why would we be so
Hold on.
open to believing that this is the case? Is it because of actions that you have taken
Sorry, I'm trying to
that
figure
we
this
know
out.
have happened behind the scenes that have kind of made it harder for us to give you the
Well,
benefit
that's what.
of the
That's
doubt?
what. Like what? You please. You just said that. You said
But
actions that you
actions
know.
that-
Manipulate me, Dream, please!
I know actions that happened. Like, for
But what?
example, Ludwig's mate and Robbo's mate. Okay? Like, yes, one of them was your friend, but that does play into people finding
I
it
turned view
harder to
attack off.
give you the benefit of a doubt. You know what I mean?
Oh, this thing?
I think that there's a big problem with
This is on Tubbo's
people
stream.
chaining things together. It's like, as an example, a false, a false accusation, like a false accusation of me, someone being upset about me calling them a whore. Is,
Oh, but not a false accusation of the other one, Dream.
it's like, well, that you can't,
You know, 'cause it's not false.
I agree. You can't use them to demonstrate there's a pattern. You can't do that. But what you can do is know that this. How much was this spoken about before it was made public, for example, which makes it harder to give you the benefit of a doubt. And like,
my hand.
dude.
How much was spoken about before it went public? What do you mean by
Yeah,
that?
like as in amongst people, which make it harder to give you this benefit of the doubt. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
I
and
got-
that's yeah, I 100% agree, Tubbo, and I think that's what I was saying is I think the problem is the communication because in a world where you never, let's say,
Love your content, man. Probably
you know,
that's something
like,
to read something.
you obviously,
Thank you so
there's-
much.
If there's a rumor going around that says, oh, this person did this bad thing, and then that person has no chance to rectify it because they don't know anything about it. They're not being told who it is, where it is, what happened, anything. Then it just
Chad,
it's
is this
just like
true?
this, it's impossible.
I was
to,
reading
like,
about
It
this
also
earlier.
doesn't change the fact that it happened.
Yeah, no.
Yeah?
I 100% I 100% agree.
Alright,
If
honestly, I'm much more interested in that than this, but I will read about it later, I think.
world where everyone was completely like communicating with each other and having calls like this, and anytime they had a problem with someone, they were talking to them or having conversations.
That's awesome.
Then
I
these
mean,
things wouldn't happen.
sorry. Obviously, it's awesome if it's like, like a Palestinian favoring ceasefire and stuff, but it's unlikely. But to have a ceasefire and stuff is a good thing either way.
Behind the scenes is getting like destroyed off of that, and then I have no chance as a person, as a human, to learn from it, grow from it, or even know what it is, because there's in my mind, I'm like, I don't even know that this happened. I don't even know that this happened.
Also,
How do you not
Israel kind of
know
love
if you
breaking them,
called
so
a woman a whore or
at
not,
least some suffering
man?
will end. Yeah, hopefully.
What do you mean
Okay.
you have no idea if this happened? I have no idea if this happens. What do you mean?
Tommy, I mean, Tommy's video. Tubbo.
It's over. It's actually over.
I don't know. If
It's
someone
actually
reached out
over.
to me, right,
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, my friend said that you did X, Y, and
Shut
Z,"
up,
right?
Dream,
And
man.
as an example,
You don't
like I
have.
said
Oh,
before,
come on.
At the time,
He sees
or
no one as a
the
different
word
person.
that I had in my vocabulary for my close friends, people that were comfortable with it, right? And then you're told, hey, you called someone that didn't like it, that was uncomfortable with it, that word. And you say, oh my God, okay, like who, where, what, when? I want to. I'm sorry. That's
Well,
not
I don't
good.
understand. I don't understand how you can't.
Dude, I'm obsessed with the fact that in like an hour, Molly's gonna be streaming like 3 meters from here.
I have no information.
But it's not about what actions you did. Yeah. You know what you do. You know what you say. I don't
Tubbo,
understand how this is the defense
so
of that.
the accusation is that I jokingly called a girl a whore outside of a club when I was drunk.
Why do you say girl like he's never said the word before? He's too busy calling them all whores, man. Come on. Why is he?
Does not fit my character. That is not something
Thank
that
you
I
for
would
the
do,
raid.
and I think that it's bullshit. But I have no way
Oh.
of knowing if it's true or not, so I don't want to be a dick by saying that. Okay? So I'm gonna be as cordial as possible and say, hey, please tell me who this was. Please tell me where this was. Please tell me so I can please figure this out. And if it was something that happened, then I can go, hey, what the fuck? How did that happen? What's the context? Because either there's context that makes it make sense. Like, let's say, I don't know, this person, I don't know, I guess, I don't know what context there would have to be. But so when I'm saying I don't know that it happened, I'm saying I have no reason to believe this happened because I don't have any memory of this happening.
Then
So
just
please,
say it didn't happen. I don't think If you have no memory of that happening, and also, I think it's crazy. I have never met
I'm being told by someone that I respect that one of their friends said this. I don't know this friend. I don't know anything about the situation. So my first reaction is going to be, oh, okay, this is a credible person making this claim, right? So it doesn't matter if they said unless it was something absolutely horrid, right? That was ridiculously horrid. My first assumption isn't going to be calling Ludwig a liar. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go, oh, you know what? You're a liar. This didn't happen. My first response is going to be, oh, okay,
Ludwig just wanted to play League of Legends.
I think that in a scenario where I think even in a scenario where
Stop saying his name.
And it wasn't joking, I would say no, bullshit, because he specifically said that even in a joking manner, that it was a joking manner, and that I called the girl a whore. It makes me go, okay, maybe there's a 1% scenario where this somehow happened. The right things happened, where this person said the right things and I said the right things, and it was completely a joke, and I just was being stupid and misunderstood what was happening. And in that scenario, I'd love to apologize to that person and love to know that it actually happened. But because I don't know that it happened, it's so tough. Like I don't have any way to. Do you see how it's so frustrating because I don't have any way to rectify the situation.
I can understand your frustration.
I'm sorry for getting heated. It's not at you. It's just like it's frustrating.
Fine. You can be heated at the situation. I know it's not directed at me. Yeah, I just the thing is, which is why I just like. Okay, yes, the word was in your vocabulary and you used it jokingly amongst your friends. But I don't know how. I don't know. Did you like?
They're two different people. He does it more than once.
I don't know in what. I don't think I've ever met a woman that has liked jokingly being called a whore. To be totally honest, and this is where I'm like.
Well,
I don't.
I think everyone's different. There's tons. That's people that like jokingly being called or seriously being called.
Want to chat if you're a woman and you like to be called whore.
Like everyone, obviously within their own jokes. Like, okay, I've jokingly called my cat a whore. Obviously, I called George a whore. It's like that is a common joke, even in our community where they have a meme of George and it says fucking whore under it. I have never in my life used that word in a derogatory way, and I never would. I have never in my life used the word whore in a derogatory way, and I never would.
Then
that's a statement I can make right now.
If you know that's the case, you can say like, "Damn right, I didn't."
Is his cat a girl?
Like you can't.
No, because he said he said it was joking.
Did he say it was joking? These messages that you've sent me don't say that he says it's joking.
Here, I'll send.
And he didn't say.
Patches is the name of Dream's cat. It's over.
Yeah, I know. Ludwig did not. Of course, Ludwig was just messing around. I'm not blaming Ludwig for this, but he didn't provide the most context that he could have. It's like it makes sense. Like he wasn't probably expecting it to be as big of a thing.
Chat saying whore gets you timed out in chat.
Like here, I'm just gonna send you this screenshot. It's the full.
Okay.
Okay, this doesn't have Ludwig's.
It's an automatic thing.
Here.
In it, man. When he's too busy.
I'll read the quote. But I do know about your interaction with him.
When he has no more girls at the college bars to call whore, he has to resort to his own fucking domesticated animals in his apartment, man. Come on.
If I called somebody a whore, even as a joke, and they were not okay with it, yeah, that's not okay. 100% full stop. That's not okay. I agree with that. That's what you're saying. Then I should be able to deny it. I'm saying the accusation is that I jokingly called a girl a whore, and it's from someone credible. Like it's from Ludwig. So I'm saying, obviously, I don't know who Ludwig's friend is. I don't know if they're credible, but I'm assuming that Ludwig is credible. I mean, Ludwig is credible. Therefore, I'm assuming that the person he's talking to, is credible. So I'm just trusting. Oh, this must have happened. When did this happen?
Sorry, why does he think it's a good point to say he calls his cat a whore? To like. Like, why does he think, oh, well, if he says it to his cat, then it has to be fine?
I am so sorry to anyone that I have ever offended with any word that I have ever used. Any word, and please.
He said sorry!
Any language.
Oh my god!
No matter what it is. If you have any issue with any word I've used,
oh my god!
Spoken, please tell me. Any phrase I've used, anything that made you uncomfortable, tell me. Or, I don't know, tell somebody you trust that can tell me and have a conversation with me about it.
This is the crazy thing. You could have said that just straight up at the beginning without everything
I
before.
have said that. I said that to Ludwig in my messages. I said that to Ludwig in the
your
messages.
Yeah, in your messages, but not in the discussion we've just been talking for God knows how long now, you know, man? Like, that is a really good foot forward just to have said exactly when we started this conversation.
Dude, you know when he's really fucked up, he has to use his last result, which is "I'm sorry," like genuinely.
Okay. Sorry, I closed it down by accident. Give me a second. Okay.
People.
my second.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah, I already spoke to you about my clips being cut and the old clips of
Yeah. Hey,
Tom.
You can gather your thoughts. Can I grab a water real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, POV your dream, going to get water. Oh, like, meow, you fucking whore. Dude, come on, Dream. Come on, not during this stream. Come on. You can't do that.
On me. Try to be as respectful as possible as well before being so reactionary is what I will say. Okay?
I'm not even reactionary. Okay, maybe a little bit, but like he's actually stupid. I'm sorry. Like I feel like I'm watching I feel like they don't even speak the same language the way that they're talking to each other. Thank you so much for the gifted sub.
Yeah, I think next I should probably
I'm just gonna wait for his thing to unmute. Not that I hate Toby, but I kind of want to talk to my chat. Chat, hi. How's it going? We're an hour and a half in now. Guys, can I just say, I'm so glad that like I did this stream. Not even for the viewers. I'm just so happy that like I'm happy that it's going the way that I hoped that it would.
I'm calling him out just like I saw that on my phone.
Oh.
I'm like, that's so funny.
Oh, that was me. Caught.
I got a text from my mum.
Oh, hey everyone. Hey.
I just want to say as well, like, I'm a very like.
You got me. Oh my god.
Weirdly, through text, through voice, through everything, I'm a very odd communicator.
This is Dream apologizing to his cat. I'm sorry, Patches. I communicate weirdly, okay? I'm sorry that I called you a whore. You don't understand.
Interrupt you and shut you down after every single word. I want you to say your piece. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't let him say his piece every time, man. He doesn't shut up, man. Come on. Bro, he went, I'm gonna let you talk in a second, and then he did 3 more minutes of his fucking monologue.
Mention the name of the company you referenced in your video.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Right.
Came here from Tubbo. Yo.
I don't really know. So Tom basically called your merch bad. Okay. It's just an insult. I'm gonna be so real. Next up, you talk about your merch being a family-run business. All well and good. That's fine. But next up, you accuse Tom of using child labor to manufacture his merch, and I don't know how to put it differently. Could you shed some light on that?
So obviously, because I run our merch business, we had to do a lot of research into companies and factories. And one of the reasons I wanted to run my own merch company was to be able to make sure that everyone is compensated fairly and everyone is treated right, and we do things the right way and use the right processes and source from the right people and so on and so forth. And that company was operating out of countries and factories that use child labor for.
He's got his character AI talking for him, so he can walk around and call his cat a whore all the time, man. That's what he's doing.
He's
Tommy not even at the mic
hey,
anymore.
Your merch designs suck, and my response was, hey, I'd rather have sucky merch designs than work with a merch company that scammed people, so on and so forth.
Okay, right. First of all, what you have said there is nothing like how it's perceived in the video. What you say in the video is Tom worked with a merch company,
We went up 1,000 viewers. Thank you, Tubbo.
and his merchandise is produced with child labor, and you have not shown any proof of that, which is defamation.
I mean, that's not that. It's 100% factually true. I mean, I can't say that company name. If I would say it right now. That company used
Then
child
where's
labor.
the proof? Because
Tommy,
where is Tommy the proof? I don't understand. What is the where is the proof?
Again. One more time, Dream, please.
Tubbo, are you saying? I just want to say this. As someone who looked into it's hard not to say like operate while not saying the name.
Just don't say the name.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. That company, right? Do you know where their operations are based out of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you just talked to them or researched the child labor laws and issues in that particular region and with the companies that they have worked with?
In that region, yeah, you still didn't provide any proof. Now, I can't go out and provide proof, and you know why I can't, but that is still...
In a country where something is legal, that means it happens everywhere. Every person does it. But now I'm going to say a new sentence. If you live in America, it means you own a gun. Like, what are you talking about?
Because listen, this is just, we'll have a disconnect here because of my experiences when sourcing merchandise for like the exact same process, right? It's like we have the warehouses we have in Orlando, Florida, right? Do printing and, and embroidering and everything themselves, right? And where you source from obviously is very important. I had discussions with insert name company about where they source from. Obviously, this is you're okay.
This hat back on.
This is a company that scammed you, right? Scammed fans, scammed other creators out of money, and didn't ship, didn't do refunds, did a lot, have a shit ton of problems. This is just an additional problem that this company has been involved in, as do a lot of other major companies.
Okay,
not just
okay,
this
can I
company.
explain real quick? Okay, what you have just said,
Yeah.
you still have not showed any proof. You still have not showed any proof. Like, okay, you've spoken to this, so...
Andy, this is me as the Dream SMP pharmacist. Hello, Tubbo. This is your I don't know. This is your fucking Nurofen. Hello, Dream. This is your ayahuasca, man. We're getting you on a 3-year-long trip. Let's fix you immediately.
I think that we're having a disconnect.
What is the disconnect?
This is the disconnect. The disconnect is that, okay, the reason that I again, I guess I don't even need to talk about my merch company anymore, but yes. Yeah, sure.
Dude, he brings up his merch company like I bring up that I'm gay, man. Over and over. Just shut up.
Well, I don't have right in front of me right this second the like receipts of from this company. You're also asking me.
He's saying disconnect and cool down, bro. You think it's a game? Come on.
But Tubbo, this is a common practice that is only avoided if you actively avoid it, right? So this is not special that this company has done this. This is not illegal that this company has done this.
Okay, so you're telling me you know without a shadow of a doubt, Tom didn't make an effort to avoid this practice.
No, I don't know. I have no idea his specific efforts. I know.
Immediately, if they were going on defamation, I mean, like, that is...
this country has with these issues, and I know that all of this company, companies merch or...
Tubbo, bring up the invoices. Please save me.
And out of certain factories that were in regions... Sorry?
But you have yet to prove it. But just because also, by the way, in manufacturing regions, because a lot of this company's merchandise was manufactured in China. Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of it was.
Yeah? Just because there is factories in that region that employ unethical practices doesn't mean every factory, because these regions you're talking about are massive provinces.
Yeah,
Some of the provinces in China
there's completely
are bigger than my country.
there is completely. I'm sure there's ethical factories and there's unethical factories, and there's operating out of more different regions and different regional laws and so on and so forth. But Tubbo, the point that I just want to I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, are you? Are you saying 100% without a doubt that they did not?
No, I'm saying
okay, so
you're painting it to be the case that this was for every single thing, where to my knowledge, I know of one example where this happened. And you have not provided any proof for what you said.
Okay, so you're saying that you know of this having happened at this company.
Yes.
And know of an example of this having happened.
I'm gonna say it. I also know the example, and it does nothing to do with Toby or Tom. So I have no idea why he brought it up. Both Toby and Tom, they scraped their manufacturing.
Tom of something, cause fuck this
No, I'm not accusing Tom. I'm not accusing Tom of anything. I'm not accusing Tom of anything. No, Tubbo, I'm not. This is the disconnect between us. I'm saying this is the retort. The retort is, hey, Tommy said, hey, your merch designs suck. And I'm saying, hey, well, I'd rather have shitty merch designs than have worked with this company. How do I avoid having worked with that company? By making my own merch company. That's it. So I'm saying, hey, Tom, I would have rather that. I'm not accusing him of
not
anything.
How the video plays, man. That is not how the video
Remember, if you misunderstand Dream, you're completely wrong. But if Dream misunderstands Toby, then it's completely fine. Remember that. Yeah?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, well, okay, guys. I'll say it then. Tubbo was not paid fairly by this company. He is owed a lot of money. This company did not pay out. A lot of fans did not receive.
Oh!
You don't know that to be fact.
You don't know that to be fact, and you don't know the situation you're referencing right now. And you've already said incorrect things. But I can't say.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I think I know more than you think that I know, but for your sake.
Thank you so much. Tubbo, who's in the lawsuit, versus Dream, the outsider. One of them knows more. It's Dream. Let's fucking go, man! Just like you know more about YouTube. That's why your YouTube channel is dying in comparison. Let's go, dude. And I know he gets 5 million views. I don't give a fuck. It's not 100 million, is it?
Merch with a company that does child labor, and his merch was made with child labor, is how the video plays.
Because Dream knows everything. He's gonna solve YouTube again.
Obviously, the video. Sorry, I'm just it's hard to type and talk at the same time. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of that section of the video is essentially, hey, this company, bad company, they do many unethical things, including they work child labor, including scamming creators, including scamming fans by not.
Can we ignore the scamming creators?
Tubbo, how's the weather? Dream, well, I live in Florida, it's currently January, so clearly everyone around me is a liar. I'm always the victim, even when it comes to things that don't involve.
Until we're done with this.
Okay, Tubbo, you just said that you know of an instance of this company using child labor.
Yes, I know of a one-off instance.
Okay, Tubbo, that's enough for me in this instance. Where how are you disputing what the video is saying?
I know the situation around that incident, and I know it's a separate facility to the ones that you're referencing where Tom's merch was manufactured.
Boom! Boom! Boom!
But you don't have
Boom!
the full context. And you've put it in your video like you do, and you know that no one can legally talk about this. In the CoffeeZilla video, you reference, CoffeeZilla says how no creator can talk about this.
Chat, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Now, you have brought this up knowing that no one can defend themselves because no one can talk about it.
Tubbo, defend themselves from what? I'm not. Okay.
From you accusing them of using child labor, Dream. What do you mean defend them from what?
Okay, Tubbo. There's multiple claims back to back to back that are made that are the whole point is this company is
why am I involved? Bitch, I'm always involved. This shit started from my stream.
Not only obviously way more than just that. Even from if you've watched CoffeeZilla's video, it's terrible. When I saw parts of your stream, and I know obviously this is a very emotional thing for you, so I don't want to, I'm not genuinely.
I'm not emotional about it. It's sorted, okay? I don't want it to be painted as an emotional thing for me. What I am emotional about.
That's not what I was trying to say. Okay. I was just saying it looks like you're obviously.
No, I'm heated because I feel like you're not understanding me.
Dream, turn your camera on. Let's see how emotional you are, Dream. Dream, turn your camera on. 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 Dream, turn your camera on.
That section of the video was, hey, you know, you insult my merch, right? And you say it has bad designs, while let's look at the merch company.
Dude, come on, man. It has bad designs. It's a fucking... Oh, I'm gonna do the speed run that they cancelled Harry for. I'm gonna do it right now. Watch this. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I did it. Oh.
Tommy's not on the stand here. This is about
And you
the
didn't
merchandise
say that
company.
in the video where you accused his merch of being made by child labor. Why? What? You just said Tommy didn't commit any crimes.
He's doing the Elon Musk
Tommy didn't
tactic.
profit off of child labor. Therefore, why
He's
is that in
doing
your
it.
response video?
Because the critique, the critique wasn't of Tommy. The critique, like, okay, you didn't know that this merch company was gonna do all this stuff, right? Like, you had no idea. You had no idea. You thought, okay, whatever. The creators that worked with this company, obviously, none of them were at fault for what happened. Like, you know, all the creators that were even on that page where it showed from CoffeeZilla's video, none of those creators are at fault at all. The critique was a critique on Tommy's.
Thank you for the
critique of
sub,
me, not a critique
and thank you
of
again.
Tommy.
Thank you so much.
It's like, hey, you know, hey, you're saying that my designs are bad. Well, I'd rather, you know, hey, well, let's if you're gonna joke about my stuff, let's joke about what you had going on. That wasn't good.
Okay, joking about you having merch designs and joking that someone uses child labor to profit, which is a crime. Again, very different. Also, again, you're having this issue with your intent versus your impact.
Chat, yo.
I'm telling you, the wide impact of this clip that you have put on here is blatantly accusing Tom of making his merch with child labor. I've watched the video.
I know this is. I know that this is like, okay. We both agree that this merch company has used child labor, has exploited fans.
Guys, I can tell you, I know what the instance of child labor is. And if you want to believe anyone, I'm not them. This doesn't have a stake for me. I can't say who. It has nothing to do with Toby or Tom. So why the fuck are we bringing it up? It's literally a null point. Like, I understand that the company's bad. Bitch, you work for Google. Come on. I work for Amazon. You know that we don't. You know that we're not perfect humans by who we work with. But come on, like, you know that it wasn't a direct contact between the child labor and the merch line. Come on.
You're talking about his, which is by definition defamation.
Tubbo, that is just not remotely true. That's not remotely true. Go, my video, it's a satirical point saying, hey, Tommy, the merch company that you worked with, I bet you're so glad you went with this company. This company has done child labor, scammed creators, scammed fans. That's the point. And you have agreed with me on every single one of those points. That's why I just don't understand the disconnect. Obviously, it's like, I understand what you're saying is that it's frustrating that I painted Tommy in a bad light, right? That's the frustration, right? The frustration is I painted Tommy in a bad light by pointing out that this company that he worked with did these bad things. I never said, you know, therefore Tommy in it needs to get locked up and go to jail. And nobody from my comments, nobody that I've seen has said anything like that or implied that Tommy in it was wrong for having done that. It was just like it's a clap back to his critique.
No, but the thing oh god, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't think Dream understands. Okay, I don't think Dream is funny. I also don't think he understands the gravity of when you go back and forth with someone. You don't go from here to here immediately. You need to fill all of the other steps of the ladder between it.
Frustrated with Tommy's video and how no screenshots, no examples, no evidence for literally anything that he said. But for this specific claim, with my experience working with outsourcing of merchandise, I did not feel necessary to provide.
Thank God, guys. Because if it's with his experience, that means that he knows everything. Woo! Thank you, Dream.
You're not
Thank you for the
understanding what I'm
up.
saying. I'm saying that you have no proof, is what I'm saying, and you have just said this and expect me to take your word at face value.
I'm honestly genuinely confused because you said 1 minute ago that this company has used child laborers yourself.
Yes,
That in itself
one instance, okay, not connected to Tom.
Okay, so
but you didn't provide evidence of that one instance.
First of all, I would be surprised if it's just one instance based on what I know. But I will say that
then what
if
do you know?
even Tubbo, in the case where it's one instance, let's say it's one instance, right? That completely validates everything I said. It's not valid to joke about a
Dream
company using
says,
child labor that use child labor.
come on holiday with me, look where we're going.
Whoa, really, Dream? You're gonna take... Bro, I thought it was only for you and your friends. Really? Thank you so much, Dream. Oh my god. Yes, we're going on a boys' trip, man. Check the
I don't even know why you're not understanding me. It is not about this company. It is about your critique of Tom.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Like
Alexis, thank you for the 2 months.
Like you yourself have said many times, this video is about you and Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're literally just you're criticizing Tom's merch company instead of Tom for using child labor. But in this video, which you framed, which is entirely about you and Tom. Why?
And that's what Dream said before. That's why you can't talk about George.
Labor of the merch company, and also the added context of you saying, "Oh, I do all of my own merch, and it's all in house. It's a family business." And then you're like, "This is Tom's merch company." You don't add the context that Tom isn't overly involved in this company. You don't add that context. You don't add that it's a massive distributor. You frame it in the same way that you frame your company as like, oh, it's a little, it's like run by a small group of people. Oh, this is Tom's merch company. Oh, but hidden child labor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I actually understand that now. I didn't. That was not something that I was thinking of before. I think that from my framing, in my mind, I guess that was like obvious. Like obviously there was a lot of even on CoffeeZilla's video, he's talking about it. There was a ton of creators shown.
But you didn't put the context of CoffeeZilla's video in your video.
Well, I did. I showed like obviously the tower where I edited like Tommy's head on. Like I showed the tower of creators and everything, and how he said a lot of the biggest creators in the world, and I had him talking about it.
Yeah, but that isn't. Again, you yourself go on about using the full context and explaining everything to make sure that a honest opinion can be formed about a situation where you yourself just now have removed all of the context of CoffeeZilla's videos. CoffeeZilla's video about it.
I mean, I showed like the intro to CoffeeZilla's video where he says, some of these creators, a lot of the biggest internet creators are involved in this merch company that is involved in a scam, and here, blah blah, they got scammed audience. Here's some, whatever, like that. That's the context provided is like I
genuinely, this shit, he doesn't,
he might be stupid, man. That's all.
It's Tommy's, like Tommy owned merch company.
But
like,
why would they not think that when you Photoshop his fucking face at the top of the pyramid scheme?
Well, I mean, it wasn't
like you just said you did that yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did. It's first of all, it's edited on top of it. Second of all, Mr. Beast wasn't the owner of this company either. And
wait, his first point was to correct that it was an edit and not a Photoshop.
That list of people, he was bigger than some of those creators.
But you didn't provide that context. When that graphic comes up in the CoffeeZilla video, it's far into the video where all the context has happened. In your video, it's a one frame showing a pyramid of creators with Tom at the top while talking about a merch company that used child labor when talking about Tom's merch manufacturing.
I'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure that's the intro of the video, like the tower. Like I think that's the intro.
No, but the context you don't have is the information about the company that CoffeeZilla has, and he puts that before that.
The first 1 second of the video is that tower.
Sorry guys, I'm fixing my hair. Is that okay?
You said that was far into the video. I'm just saying this is the first 1 second of the video.
But like,
right,
dude, there's still more context in that video that you've left out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And also, that tower being spoke about in the context of your video is what the issue is. Like, no one watching CoffeeZilla's video takeaway was Mr. Beast uses child labor to manufacture merch. No one's takeaway was that. Whereas in your video, loads of people's takeaway
Sure.
was Tommy Innit used his child labor to manufacture merch. I'm saying why
Sure.
they might think that is you photoshopped his face on the top of the pyramid scheme while removing the context of CoffeeZilla's video. I'm saying you
I don't know
go
what context I remove a CoffeeZilla's video. That's the same. It's the exact same.
all of
context.
the information about the merch company and the receipts of it and the proof.
I'm not gonna include that in my video. Like I'm gonna include a 21-minute video. I
Then
referenced
you shouldn't
CoffeeZilla
bring
made
it
a
up.
video.
Then you shouldn't bring it up. You yourself say you shouldn't bring things up without the full context. I'm only applying your own rules to you here.
I think that the correct amount of context was applied. What do I need? I said that they. I said. Did I say? I didn't say anything inaccurate.
But you
I said that
agreed
they.
with me a second ago that framing this after talking about your small individually run.
No, no.
Yeah.
I think where we disagree. I agree with. I now understand where you're coming from, but I disagree that the average person's opinion, or even that a lot of people will go, wow, that's Tommy's merch company, right? We show the way that the clip
You
I do
called
include.
it Tommy's merch company. Why would people not take that away and assume it's Tommy's merch company when you call it that yourself?
Well, okay. When I'm using it as two different phrases, like Tommy's merch company versus the merch company that Tommy uses, right?
You're using it in the same context as when I say my merch company, Dream's merch company, Dream.shop. And then you go, Tommy's merch company. All the bad things Tommy's merch company has done.
That's fair. That's totally fair criticism. I should have said the merch company that Tommy uses.
I should have said the merch company that Tommy uses. Meow. Shut up, you whore! I'm on a stream!
That's what I meant by Tommy's merch company.
That's what I
The
meant
merch
by
company
Tommy's
that
merch
Tommy uses.
company.
Tommy's merch company. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying the framing makes it seem like
isn't even relevant if you have no evidence of Tom using child labor. Why is that relevant?
what?
If you have no
Tubbo,
evidence of Tom
you're not
making merch,
serious.
I promise you, I'm the most serious I could be.
Okay,
Why
Tubbo.
is that relevant if there is no evidence of Tom using child labor? Why is that relevant? Unless you have concrete evidence.
You just said 5 minutes ago in this stream that you yourself personally, outside of anything that I know, outside of conversations that I've had, you yourself personally have knowledge of that company using child labor. My point that I made in the video was, well, let's talk about Tommy's merch company. They use child labor, they scam creators, they scammed fans, and that was like, hey, don't throw rocks in a glass house, essentially. That was the point of that point. We're arguing over whether this
Sorry, he said something that reminded me of a tweet that I read. So we're gonna be going off of that to read the tweet. Everyone hold. Imagine throwing stones from here. So I don't even remember what I was doing anymore. Yeah. Sorry, what?
Yeah, so first of all, if you want to, the quote that I said was, unfortunately, or
Thank you, Abby, for the prime. Thank you so much.
Let me listen to exactly what I said. I'll play it.
You said Tommy went with the company.
Listen,
Okay.
Tommy merched with Tommy worked with a merch company that had some really cool designs. With some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible.
Yeah,
That is 100% fact.
So, okay, so you're talking about Tommy's merch designs, yeah? You're talking about Tommy's merch. And then you go, yeah, his merch wouldn't be possible without these working child laborers. Do you not hear what you're saying? And how is that not a direct accusation of accusing Tom of using child labor to make his merch?
So the company used child labor. But I'll say this, Tubbo. Let's take that same exact framing, right? So in a world where you just said that that child labor made making Tommy's merch possible, right? So you didn't say that, but you're saying that's what I'm saying. In a world where that one instance that you're referencing, let's ignore the fact that obviously behind the scenes, based on the things that that's something that Tommy says, but behind the scenes, I have my own reasons for saying what I'm saying. But ignoring that, based on your own
Dream when it's to do with his argument. There's things happening behind the scenes. Dream when it's against his argument. Nothing can happen behind the scenes. It all has to happen in front of the world. Also, my cat is a whore.
making everyone else's merch possible no matter what. If it was used in one instance, and that's only based on not even any evidence I would provide, any personal experience of myself, just your own personal experience. So I don't know the inner workings of every single merch drop Tommy has ever done. I'm critiquing this merch company who has done child labor and also scammed fans and creators, and the reason that I know the timings of at least certain drops, and I don't want to go into too much detail for the similar reasons to why you wouldn't want to go into too much detail, is that Tommy was debating joining my merch.
We're doing all this gymnastics about the company that doesn't even exist anymore. And in the other room, with his headphones in, probably listening to the new Juice WRLD album, is George Not Found, sexual assaulter. Like, we need to open our eyes, guys. The merch company that doesn't exist has nothing to do with any of this bullshit, man. You are not a good guy. Like,
that's the difference.
Yeah, no, I agree, and my critique, which is a critique of Tommy's critique, is Tommy unfortunately worked with a merch company that was terrible, that used child labor, that scammed fans, did not issue refunds, scammed creators, misused funds, did a lot of stuff. And on top of even more than that, if you watch CoffeeZilla's video, there's a lot even more than that to do with, like,
seen the video.
I don't know, like terrible sexual stuff and so on and so forth.
You think Dream's seen the video? Wait. You're telling me if Dream's seen the CoffeeZilla video, you're telling me he might be a fan? Is that what you're saying? Dream Notice X1. We did it! Yes! Dream, even though they think that he doesn't know who I am, even though in private he said I was funny. Oh my, yes! Sorry, I mean, I wasn't meant to say that it happened in private. I mean, it happened in front of everyone. I mean, no, I won't call your cat that, Dream. Stop saying that.
And you've also
agreed that this
company has scammed fans. Also agreed
Harry, you see how many viewers I have? I've made it.
Know where our disconnect is. I don't understand.
How do you know this, though? How do you know this? Like, you need to explain.
Tubbo, I explained 5, 6 different times.
Then can you show me? Can you show me the proof?
The proof that the company uses child labor?
Yeah, show the proof.
Okay,
and
I do not feel... Tubbo, I don't feel the need to show evidence when you... But
yeah,
I did not feel the need. I'll tell you why I did not feel the need to provide evidence to my claim in my video, which I already said, is because this is a common practice, very extreme common practice, and I have personal experiences from the business side of things, behind the scenes, business interactions, that for the same reason I'm sure that you would not want to make certain things public, that I would not want to make.
Dream's business side. Let me take over update accounts without paying them. They obsess their live over me, and I just go in and take the entire thing. You got a good business going, man.
I'd be happy to have a
but I
conversation.
feel like it's important context that needs to be included in your initial video.
Why, Tubbo? Why?
Because in your initial video, you don't, or like your reasoning now is that you have me confirming yes, that's the case. In your initial video,
I'm saying I don't feel
that.
Wait, Harry, were you there when he justified calling people whores because it's okay because he calls his cat a whore?
Yeah.
If you're
my
still
reasoning
here.
for saying that was not based on your input, but your input is helpful in this discussion to say.
I actually can't believe this is one of the funniest streams I've I can't. This is crazy. This is a crazy.
You saying I agreed it happened, but in your original video, I did not agree that it happened. You don't have that second account.
Yeah, no, it's not something that I would be showing regardless, but it is something that I've been obviously explaining the context as to why I have this very strong belief and why I provided that information in this video. And then I'm saying, hey, you back that up by saying, yes, this company has used child labor, at least in one instance. I'm not saying that that was at all in my reasoning for saying that in the video. I'm saying that, great, that backs it up. Obviously, you're you also cannot say without you're saying, hey, I know for sure this company has used child labor at least in one instance, and
Sorry, like, can I just say, I feel so bad for Toby that, like, apart from the fact that Dream is actually stupid, that they've spent an hour talking about something that Toby legally has to tiptoe around. Like, this is why Dream's so obsessed with talking about it, is because he's trying to, like, break the nuance of, like, their differences, and he knows that he can try and attack it because Toby can't talk about it. Bro, he has no idea what he's talking about.
This is what I
Maytem,
don't
thank you.
understand.
I
If you
think
know
that
as much as you say you know, and you know how everyone is tied up, why, if you don't have unrefutable proof that Tom's merch was made with child labor, why are you bringing that up as a dig at Tom when the video's about him?
So the dig is on Tom for using this company.
Then why are you mentioning child labor if you have no proof Tom used?
Because this company has done child labor.
Video's
and you
not
just
about,
you've said that yourself.
Video
I'm
is
so
not
lost.
about the merch company, it's about Tom.
Come on.
Like, we're in agreement when it comes to the merch company.
So Tommy saying that my designs like suck are about me? No, it's not. It's about the designs and about the merch company. It's the same thing. It's like a critique of his critique, Tommy.
Yeah, but it's
Tubbo. Oh my god.
it's not.
He said Tommy again!
It's not proportional response, man. To accuse someone of a literal crime, and then
that this company they've worked with has confirmed.
He just said your merch designs were bad, and you basically went up and said that his was made with child labor. It's not comparable. I don't know why you can't see that that's not comparable.
Dream! I made this design in 3 minutes.
My reasoning one more time.
Thank you.
And then I think you can say whatever piece you want, whatever you want to say, and then I feel like we move on from this, okay? Because I think we don't have
Finally, they're moving on.
You want, and then we move on.
Okay.
My reasoning for the way that clip was phrased and how everything went was Tommy. I'm just listening one more time. I said Tommy worked with a merch company that actually had some really cool designs. With some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible. Unfortunately, that company also went bankrupt, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. The reason I made that claim
It's not a gag.
is because this company has factually, based on my experiences, your experiences, other creators' experiences that I talked to, factually used child labor, scammed fans, and scammed creators. So I'm critiquing, hey, don't throw rocks in glass houses. You're critiquing the merch company.
I would love
Let's
to throw
talk about
rocks
the merch
from here.
company that you worked with, and it is in a joking way. It's not meant to be a critique on Tommy. It's meant to be a critique on, hey, it's a clapback. It's saying, hey, you're making.
Thank you,
I'd
Laz, for the
I'd rather
prime.
have shitty merch designs than allegedly shitty merch designs
like,
than
okay.
work with a company.
I would rather have allegedly shitty merch designs. Come on, man. It's not alleged, bro. The proof is in the pudding, man.
Tom saying your merch designs
Come
are
on.
bad is a matter of opinion. You agree?
Oh,
Yeah.
You saying Tom's merch company uses child labor.
it was unknown to him. It was not a company that was known for child labor. That's not how that worked. And it was one merch line in the hundreds of merch lines that they did. And I think it might have been after Tom's one. To be honest, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Have me going, yeah, you did. You need to prove that.
So, what do you feel the same way about everything Tommy said in his video?
What do you mean?
Guys, Tommy Innit, who pays his editors a mouth-watering amount of money for every video, would instead decide to get the children to make his merch. Come on, man. He's a fucking bajillionaire. He can get an adult to make them.
In Tom's video, he didn't accuse you of any crimes. Again.
Oh. I mean, he accused me of a lot of things. He said I'm a liar. I've lied to him. I've lied to my audience. I've lied to whatever. He said that I'm a sexist. He said that I'm
none of which is a crime, and all of which is matters of opinion. which you can debate and talk about.
I think so. I think opinion is an interesting way for like saying like lies and sexist and stuff. I think there is nuance for sure, but I don't think that.
No, I know, but when you boil it down, it's also weird. You provided evidence for everything which was a matter of opinion, but we get to an actual crime and you don't provide any evidence. Why?
I mean, I explained why I didn't feel the need to provide any evidence for this particular thing, but it's not.
You're assuming your 32 million subscribers all have this context.
No,
which
but
I guarantee you they don't.
I have this context, as do the creators that I'm talking to. They have this context, and the creators that I'm talking about.
Dude, I got scared. I thought Chloe FVRD called me sexist, and I remember we're watching Dream.
When it's not going to be disputed, but obviously we're arguing over the fact that we're not arguing over the fact of what I said is true. We're arguing over whether or not I provided evidence in the video of it being true, which I think is like, well, I mean, it's
Wait,
true.
you think I'm getting that? How many viewers he has?
The difference is you're not talking to a room full of.
Wait, he's got 12,000. I've got
Again,
1.4 thousand. Bro, we're getting there.
People subscribe to it. Every creator knows the context of this company is bad, but I can see as evidence from my chat
Just study his fall off, yeah. By that virtue of that fact, I should have 3.2 million YouTube subs. Just think about that, yeah.
Not provide evidence and context for. As an example, Tommy saying that I'm a liar or a sexist.
Hi, Miss Taylor.
Because he's making a direct claim about me personally that without providing any evidence, and I have a right to be able to dispute that claim, right? If you're making this is something.
Dream, what's happening to your microphone? We're gonna have to get to the next point.
I didn't feel need to provide evidence.
Dream, your microphone's cutting out, man.
Something that I was like, oh, everyone agrees. Angie's not going to disagree with this because I'm saying, hey, this is like me. I did something wrong. I learned from this, whatever. And so I don't need to provide context because it's not necessary. In this situation, from my perspective, I'm like, oh, well, this evidence is not necessary because of the fact that no one is going to. No one will dispute this. Therefore, why do I need to provide evidence when I'm just showing, these pictures on screen or whatever, and moving on from it because I'm making a joke about the fact that, hey, don't throw stones in a glass house. Your company did very bad things, and your
Sapnap says, "Hey, dude, I told you Sapnap twice. No.
Say what stuff?
Leave me alone.
Jesus
Christ.
You did not say in your video, and you already agreed with me earlier on how the framing from going from the small personal business to a massive corporation frames it
I think that's a fair critique, Tubbo. I think that your critique of saying that my wording on Tommy's company is a totally fair critique. I'm happy to pin a comment and say that it's not Tommy's company, that it's a company that Tommy works with. I'm completely happy to do that. I agree with you that there probably are a subset of people that could misinterpret it and think that, oh, this is actually like Tommy's the owner of this company and is doing these things. I agree with that. Shouldn't have done that. I did not think of it from that angle. I thought of it from the angle of, hey, this is a big merch company. We're also showing all these other creators. I don't think people are going to assume that this is Tommy's merch company that works with all these different creators that CoffeeZilla made a video on, whatever. And so I'm
in the video, Jake.
But at the same time, I don't agree that anything that I said was dishonest or
I have a new song. Wait, seriously, CG5?
100%. In my mind, everything that I said was factually true based on what I know and based on things that you said as well. But I am, like I said, I'm happy to pin a comment that includes that and anything else. But
I think
he's
I
gonna
don't
say
think it hurts because you understand how it's framed, and I'm just.
I see how some people.
Time to cut in YouTube editor, man.
That based on the comments that I've seen and based on the interpretations that I've seen.
He's reading it.
Also remove the incorrect context using the YouTube editor as well.
I don't think it's incorrect context though. I think that unless I can put something, I can put text on screen or something. The difference is Tommy's merch company versus.
Sorry, I forgot about the limiter.
They mean the same things. It's just that one is more clear and the other is not as clear. And I should have been more clear, especially with something that sensitive, obviously.
Yeah, not just sensitive, illegal, man.
Ugh.
Like,
yeah, an illegal thing that this company was involved with.
I must admit, I'm not. Right, next thing about this company. I wasn't a fan of you using my leaked invoices in your video.
So I didn't. That's from CoffeeZilla's video.
Yeah, I know, and I wasn't a fan of CoffeeZilla's video using my leaked invoices. But I'm not exactly gonna message CoffeeZilla and be like.
I'm so
These are
sorry.
my
I
leaked
had no idea.
invoices.
I literally, it's terrible that it's a coincidence, but like I literally just picked a random part of the video that had any like financial stuff on the screen to show when I was talking about like creators being scammed. So
See, I feel
that
like
is-
the fact...
I didn't know they were your invoices either. I'm sitting here like,
but
how?
the crazy thing is though, is that the fact that you can now admit, oh, I had no idea those were invoices after you've just previously claimed you have such a good understanding of the situation is crazy. Because
Well, I didn't even read the invoices. I didn't read the invoices at all. I'm showing a
then why are you
context from-
showing evidence you don't understand?
It's not evidence. It's just backdrop. I'm not showing my face. It's backdrop of CoffeeZilla's video. That's it.
It's...
I'm not using that. It's not meant to provide proof of anything.
Yes,
I'm
it
not.
is.
CoffeeZilla's video is the proof.
You showed this after you were going, merch companies scamming creators that uses child labor, and then you showed these graphics, which are related to that situation. How is that not
it's
evidence?
graphics from CoffeeZilla's
Guys,
video.
there's 1.5 thousand of
Video
you.
is evidence that this
Let's
company-
juice this fucking tweet up with a like and a retweet.
Specific context to what these.
We're getting another 135K. Let's fucking
Because
go.
I just took a clip from CoffeeZilla's video, which was the evidence to these claims.
Thank you
to
all so
provide
much.
Context to and then I also showed some 10 seconds or so of what's it called of CoffeeZilla's video where he talked about it. So like it was just to provide context to, hey, this is from these claims are from CoffeeZilla's
just
video.
feel like
Here's
if you had an in-depth understanding of the situation, as you said, you would have known these were my invoices, as every other creator in this situation knows these are my invoices.
Tubbo,
that's
I didn't even know that invoices were on the screen. I grabbed that looked good for a backdrop because I'm not showing my face. That's literally it. It wasn't meant to be evidence in any way.
Why doesn't he show his face?
I don't know.
I don't understand. Why doesn't he show his face? I don't get it.
What's the negative of showing that? Like what is that? What how is that? I don't understand. Other than that,
you're using invoices that I paid, which are of massive amounts of money, okay, and you're presenting them in a way which is like, this is they scammed a bunch of creators out of a bunch of money, and then you're showing my invoices with massive amount of money that the viewer is going to assume was scammed from creators when it was just invoices I paid.
No, I guess I'll give more context. First of all, the reason CoffeeZilla showed those in his video, as far as I know, is because he was providing context that this company had a spending problem, right? That's why, as far as I know, that's what he was showing. He was showing, hey, this company had a spending problem. They were going around and throwing money around and spending money on this and that, and they ran out of money.
Bro, it doesn't have anything to do with the company.
That's the context that they were showing them, and
Bro, I've seen it. I've seen Toby pay for all of it.
Context from CoffeeZilla's video that is, that is visually pleasing that I'm putting in this instance. It wasn't meant as evidence because the evidence is CoffeeZilla's video, which I mention obviously and say
I made it. Yes.
I'm sorry if you didn't want the invoices out there. I had no idea because they were already in CoffeeZilla's video. I didn't know.
No, of course. Exactly, that is my point. You didn't know.
At
but
Connor
yet you're still
Eats
speaking about this and
Pants,
putting this on your YouTube
make
channel with
the
32
boss
million
call.
people. And you just said yourself you didn't know. So
I didn't
how
know.
much more about this situation do you not know?
Oh.
That's my point. That's my point.
That's a very open what do you not know? It's
No,
like,
no,
I don't
you're
know
focusing on what I'm saying and you're not hearing me, man.
No, but Tubbo, I think
just
that the
admitted.
disconnect on this is that you think that the invoices shown are important to the point I was making or at all involved with them. It wasn't.
No,
It's literally
but it's
that could be,
about the
I could have replaced that with
situation
any
you're
other
talking
clip
about.
from his video.
It's about the situation you are talking about. If all of your knowledge of the situation comes from the CoffeeZilla,
We will be watching the next manhunt. Let's get some drakes in the chat.
you don't know what's going on.
No, that not all
Like
my knowledge comes from the
CoffeeZilla
CoffeeZilla video, but the CoffeeZilla video does prove that that company scammed creators, scammed fans, and had a lot of other illicit things going on. And those are the claims that while I'm
Wait, do you
showing
think
those
I'm- do you
clips
think I'm
from the
cancelled on
CoffeeZilla
Twitter,
video, those are the
chat?
claims
I'm looking up my
that I
name.
make. Those are, in my mind, again, something that people can go and watch that video themselves very easily and see all the context to. And so, even though it's not the proof, it's not the direct proof.
Oh,
is
no,
the direct
everyone's
proof.
just
Hey,
liking
this
my
video
tweet.
Is if you want to go get
Forgot
proof,
about that.
I don't need to provide my own personal context. Here's a video that's very public that proves these things that I'm saying. Like it's not. I'm not trying to I didn't mean any, I didn't mean the invoices as hey, the invoices are evidence that this happened. It was hey, this is a part of evidence that CoffeeZilla used in his video, and it's visually good for this part. Fits.
MaxGGs.
I could have replaced that with anything.
MaxGGs streaming his reaction to it is insane. No one knows who you are.
I think I might have more viewers than you have Twitter followers. I'm sorry, man.
There's stuff that you don't know about it when that's exactly what you do when you critique other people for talking about situations where they don't have the full picture. Because that is exactly what you've done here. Evidenced by you saying you didn't know that these were my invoices when everyone involved in the situation did.
I didn't even read the invoices. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what the invoices.
Seems like he cares a lot about his video.
But
yeah,
but Tubbo, but how is that? In my mind, this is what I'm saying. Is I feel like that's not a fair critique because we both
Dream when he doesn't read the invoices, and then he gets the high roll and he gets lucky, and the invoices are the heading of it is whore, arsler. I'm gonna make a racist edit. I'm gonna house an abuser for $10,000. Yes! My point's been made again.
But you're demonstrating to me how you don't have a full picture of the situation.
I'm sure I don't have a 100% full picture situation. I'm sure the only people that do probably are you and a couple other very close creators. But I do know, obviously I've interacted a lot with...
Sorry, I don't understand. If Toby knows more than Dream, how can Dream win? I feel like I'm watching Sisyphus. This is
I do not have anywhere near as much as you do, and I'm not claiming to. I'm just saying this company has done these things that are very public and
I know, but can you not see how it's an issue where if you know you don't have the full context and you're bringing and you're painting it in a way, in an accusatory way, as a dig.
Wait, let's fucking go. My tweet is going viral. Tubbo at 50K.
Right?
I don't agree with you here. I don't think we're gonna agree on this because I provided the necessary, in my mind, I provided the necessary context to the fact that this company scammed creators. This company,
I thought it was Tommy versus bro.
This
long
company
story.
did a lot of illicit things, and
we're just here for the Dream downfall. Let's get some drinks in the chat.
This is not disputed information. This company has used child labor. This is not disputed information. It is a common
at MaxGGs. Who's the real winner in all of this?
Many merch companies,
let me tell you.
In particular regions, to use child labor, and this company has.
You make your own decision.
And that, in my mind, is completely enough context and makes me comfortable enough and perfectly comfortable to say, hey, this company scams. This company uses child labor. This company.
Are you going to quit Minecraft?
Guys, I'm gonna put a fucking gun in my mouth, man. 1 hour of child labor, bro. There's a sexual abuser in your house. Shut up. I'm not really gonna put a gun in my mouth. Only a water gun, maybe that has some like cool aid in it. So I eat. So do you remember when Sapnap said MCC is so AIDS? That was so. To me, it was funny. Obviously, it wasn't funny for him to say, but it was a funny situation.
Exact video that you're saying, making the claim.
Where is the proof of child labor? Where? Just anywhere? Because I didn't see that in the CoffeeZilla video that you're referencing.
Yeah, the CoffeeZilla video isn't about child labor. Obviously, that's from my own personal experience. And you, again, I don't feel the need to go into more detail, given you have confirmed yourself that this company has used child labor. I'm not, Tubbo, if you'd like to talk more off camera about this another time, I'm happy to. But it's not something that, just like you don't want to talk about certain things, this is about business. This is about, like, interpersonal relationships.
Please talk about it on camera. Please. I need another 1,000 viewer stream.
And I did not feel the need to say in my video because it's not a disputed claim. It's a claim that is, it's a known thing. It's something that it's known. And also, again, you've said in this live stream that it's happened. But I feel like we're getting hung. I feel like, honestly, we're both nitpicking, kind of. Like, we're both nitpicking each other, almost. I feel like it's valid. It's valid to you being upset that my wording of Tommy's merch company, after having said my merch company, when my merch company meant literally.
Do you remember when he said he allegedly had shit merch designs after accidentally saying he had shit merch designs?
That seems completely fair. I don't think that devalues anything that I said, but I do think that the less people that could be confused or misunderstand something that I'm saying, the better. So I'd rather have less people confused than more. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't particularly have anything more to say. Also, I will say, I already said what I said about the altered frames from CoffeeZilla's video.
Next up. Yes. Yes, there's more! Yes!
Also weird. So, I'm not talking about the merch company anymore, but to go immediately from child labor to then referencing editor sweatshop, what?
Yeah, I could see. I use the phrase editor sweatshop because that is a very extremely common phrase used by editors to talk about being like underpaid and overworked.
I asked every single one of Tom's editors in my stream. If you watched it the other day, they were in chat and they had not heard this phrase. I don't think it's as common as you think it is.
It's only common in the sweatshops that are making his videos. That's why.
And with editors that I've spoken to, it is something saying, "Oh, you know, he's got us in an editor sweatshop." Not necessarily about Tommy in this instance, but I'm just saying it is a phrase that is used by editors.
Sorry, guys, I just had to tie my shoelaces. Thank you for the 100
Not
bits.
everyone, you know, but yeah, I think that for the editors section, I mean, I don't know, you can. So I have more to say, but you can start.
Well, basically, yeah, you show some screenshots.
Jack Lope.
About Jack. About okay, cool. You might be like, how do you know they're about Jack? You showed your Premiere timeline where it's called jacklope.jpg. And
yeah, so I have on the screen when I show those screenshots, I have a quote. It's in big bold text, and it says, "These screenshots are about his friends with big hearts." So those screenshots were about Jack, and I made it clear they're about Jack by putting big bold text that says these screenshots are about his friends, not about him. But yeah, I wasn't trying to.
But why aren't you talking?
Here we go. I'm dreaming. I have to name 3 women. Whore. Oh, I did it again, man. Fuck. Oh my god.
I think that's a valid point. I think obviously a lot of the.
Why did you start with that instead of the criticism of actually Tom?
Guys, I'm gripped by this conversation actually, but I really need water, so I'll be one second.
Criticizing actually Tom.
Well, it was just the first 2 screenshots that were shown. I think that obviously I didn't talk about this for very long, so there wasn't much like airtime regardless. But I don't know why I picked the order that I did to show the screenshots. They're just
yeah.
And
also, I feel it's quite disingenuous that when you are quoting Tom's jobs about like you said, like getting Tommy in it stands to do rough cuts for him or something, you cropped out where in that exact strain of messages it says, but he didn't.
So I think I talked about this on Reddit, but I think that there's a couple important things. So one, the message he says in the message that I showed, he says thinking, right? So if you're thinking about doing something, have you done it? You haven't, right? If you're thinking about doing something, you haven't done it. So first of all, I thought that was enough context. Secondly, the message that follows where he said but didn't do it is, but it'd be cool. But it'd be cool. That's the message that follows it.
Yeah, but
so
Tom
if I had had the entire screenshot where it says he didn't and then it goes, but it'd be cool, that's the context in my personal opinion is exactly the same.
But Tom didn't say that though, is the issue.
Tom didn't say what?
But it would be cool.
Bro, I've met all of Tom's editors at the work party. Bro, he pays them good, they're happy, and there were no children.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, and again, this critique also, again, I said this in Reddit, but I also understand how this can be, people can take it.
Hi, Izzy Pixel.
I think that, I'll say this. I think that this section I made a misstep on. The way that I phrase things, these things.
As well is very crazy.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that the context there with what you just said, I mean, he says thinking in my screenshot. So the fact that he's thinking about it,
it's because they're all 4 years old.
This is 100% hard evidence that this is
Tom's editors have to say, my mother is the most beautiful woman in the entire world before they're allowed to eat.
Has credence, right? If Tommy's editors are in a group chat with other people and are discussing doing this, right, then that gives credence to my claim that I have first-hand accounts from multiple editors saying that this has happened.
And why didn't you put in any of those first-hand accounts?
Because nobody wants to lose like work. Nobody wants to lose jobs. Nobody wants to hurt their future opportunities.
Got any proof of any of them saying they don't want to be included because of that?
Oh, with the hand gesture.
What, like a blurred name? That's really I'm going to show you like a empty like screenshot of somebody, like a blurred out name, just text saying, hey, I don't want to be included in the video. Okay, I'll ask this, Tubbo. Where do you think that I got those screenshots? I'm not in that group chat. Where do you think I got the screenshots? I got sent them from an editor and multiple editors that are in that group chat full of editors, right? So those editors clearly the fact that I had those screenshots is proof that I have contact with editors that are in that Discord, had issues and sent me those screenshots, right? Can we agree that that's
Right. So you
Okay.
have. Okay.
yes? So this is
I just followed
this
you
is
on
the-
X. Thank
the
you.
issue is I think that my framing
Chat,
was poor
chill on the mention
for
of
this
the
section.
chill.
I think
chill.
that the way that I intended the point I was intending to make was very similar to the merch point, right? The
Did
point
Tubbo study law or something? No, Dream is just stupid, man.
you're saying I put so much effort into my content, I put out, this and that. You may be able to get videos out quickly, but that's because you have less to do with the process. Because you have less to do with the process, that can cause problems. Just like with
Tubbo
Twitch, where it's like,
studied
yeah,
law,
you're able to-
dude. Bro, when Dream said the word law in his stream, it was like a bot activation word for the chatters.
Like. Your own words.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You're criticizing him for
Whether
the actions of his merch company.
Leah,
You're
I'm just gonna call you
criticizing
Leah.
him
Thank
for
you.
the actions of his editors.
Yeah, so
And you've
that's
made no
that's
critique
Oh,
of him.
he's shouting.
yeah, exactly. I'm critiquing Tubbo.
Oh,
I'm critiquing his critique of me. I'm not critiquing.
He said it
him. I'm
again. He
critiquing-
said it
I'm
again.
saying, hey, yeah, Tommy, really, you're gonna critique me on this? Well, this. Hey, yeah, Tommy, you're gonna critique me on this? Well, this. I'm not critiquing. I'm not saying. I mean, that's why I think that. I made a misstep in that section of the video by the way that I phrased things, because I made them. It makes it seem a lot worse than what I intended. I did not intend for it to be.
You think?
Oh, yeah. I do think it made it.
Yes, you
seem
can
a lot
amend
worse.
it by cutting it out with YouTube editor.
I think that I can.
Just throwing
I'm
it
not
out
sure
there.
how I can.
If Dream needs to cut out all of the bad things out of his fucking video with YouTube editor, you might as well just delete it, man. Come on, just take down the fucking video.
Paid poorly. When that's
Hold
not,
the L,
that was not
man.
the implication that was
And
not what I
almost
meant, and that's not.
Every editor came out on Twitter and was like, actually, I'm paid very well, and he's been very wonderful to work with.
Also, a little point. He's banging on about Tom's captioners, especially getting underpaid. Bro, I paid one of Tom's subtitlers to subtitle one of my videos. It was like a nauseating amount of money. I mean, obviously I would pay it because I believed that the work was enough. Like, it's what I believed. But, like, bro, it was not little, okay? They get paid
All
well.
in public. I mean, sorry, in private. I can send you. I don't know where the thread is. I don't know if somebody can pull it up, but
But also, if it was solved, doesn't that kind of like prove the opposite of your point?
What's
If
going
it
on
is
X,
if,
guys?
like that kind of behavior has already been proven to be resolved.
so my critique.
Hey! Hello? Hello? Sorry, my Wi-Fi went down for a sec.
If you do things your way, essentially. So it's like I'm some things, even if, as an example, the merch, he worked with a company that scams, and with the editors, as far as I know, he didn't purposely go work with stands, but I do know of instances where stands assisted editing videos that were on Tommy's platforms for free or very low pay, and they were outsourced by editors.
But
and
you
so
haven't
from my
provided any proof of that, because all the proof in your video-
Sorry, a little point here, yeah? Let's say this is happening. Is it Tom's fault or his editor's fault?
Yeah, I don't think it's dishonest. I think that
But
again,
you just said yourself. You
What
just
did I say
said you
myself?
agree with me.
no, I agree with you that the phrasing when I jump into it, it makes it seem like the way that I phrase the sentence, I say something along the lines of Tommy. What did I say? Something along the lines of like Tommy can crank out videos because at one point he had an editing sweatshop where editors were getting paid less than minimum wage, and that whole entire statement is true. But
you can't prove it, so therefore, to say it without proof is dishonest.
Yeah, isn't a fact a statement that's backed up with evidence? Isn't that how that works?
Hey, it's
Hello, Robbo
different,
Funny.
Okay, and yes, you're gonna say I have bias, and yes, you can clearly see my bias. But to say he's got an editor sweatshop immediately after talking about his merch being made with child labor, can you not see how insane this is?
I think that the phrasing going into that, I 100% regret using editor sweatshop as a term, because I was looking at it as, hey, this is a common phrase in the editing community. This is not like, I don't.
Wait, what I'm obsessed with is that if it's the common phrase in the editing community, that means that 32 million people that are subscribed to him have to be in the editing community too.
Evidence that I was providing.
Robert,
was
you
not
can't say
meant to be
whore in chat.
100% proof that what I was claiming had happened. It was meant to be. It was meant to provide context to these claims because I cannot provide.
Dream be like, well, no, the R slur is common in gaming communities, so I'm gonna say it to all of Tommy and its fans. Like, come on, man.
Group chats and have
Don't worry, Rob.
you know, been given firsthand accounts of this happening. So I'm confident enough to make this claim, and I'm the only evidence that I have to help assist that publicly, that I'm able to put out publicly, was obviously the editors discussing this, you know, discussing doing this. That's not evidence of them having done it, but that's evidence that they were discussing doing it, and then Mike gives my claim that they did do it, or maybe not these specific editors, but that it has happened before, more credence. And obviously I've had firsthand accounts, and I'm glad to hear that, you know, Tommy's main editors are paid well, and I'm sure that, you know, from after seeing the Twitter thread that you read, or
Sorry, I just need to do some research.
Of the community manager thing that happened a couple of years ago, that I'm sure it's probably a situation like that where people were doing things potentially without Tommy knowing that I know about, and that could totally be the case. But the problem is, can't ask Tommy because he has me blocked.
Like, you would.
Oh, wait.
Be honest with me. Would you have asked him about that before you released?
Thank you so much, Dream, for streaming more this week than you did the entirety of last year in hours. Thank you so much, man. Clearly, you really care about your content and not your public perception.
Reply or, you know, not give context, but I can't message Tommy. And obviously, realistically, if
Dude,
Tommy
he's so butthurt that Tom blocked him.
there wouldn't have been these videos, so there wouldn't have been a case where I need to message him about it. I probably would have just been able to say, hey, the second I heard it, been like, hey, Tommy, I heard this thing, you know what? But instead, I just, you know, I don't have any.
Who's winning, bro? Tubbo.
Because it is something that, in my mind, if I was in his shoes, like, I'd want to be aware of, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're just taking my word for the fact that I would do that, but also,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you always go on about proof and receipts, and now you're just expecting me to take your word as is without any proof or receipts. Like, okay. So,
that's a gag. I'm sorry.
I think that framing as the rules are changing is not completely fair, because I think that do you think that the fact that the fact that this was a discussed topic and also something that was confirmed as other editors
Dream after saying the fact is I'm gonna say it,
obviously to have gotten this information from somewhere, and that I'm telling you that the way that I got this information was from somebody giving me firsthand accounts of this having happened, you don't think that any of that what I just said equates as proof?
I don't believe that's the case without you proving it to me is the issue.
Boom! What's the case?
I don't believe that you have these first-hand accounts.
Boom!
Okay, so how did I get the screenshots?
Boom!
God,
wait,
dude.
No, I'm
wait, I boomed the wrong guy. I kind of got lost in what I was doing.
If I'm not in this group chat, and this group chat is solely of editors, right? And editors are this is a group chat of editors. How did I? Well, I was provided these screenshots by the people that provided me firsthand accounts of this having happened.
So, my name is Dream, and I was at the Capitol Hill insurrection. Oh, that's all you had to say, man. Thanks.
It's up from the time I've worked with Tommy. I've never outsourced any work to any stands. We only ever outsourced to other editors in the group. And this is what I'm being messaged on Discord, which I think is
that personal experience is totally valid. I mean, I think that's I'm not claiming that person's lying. It's not just.
Oh my God, Dream! Please just say you are valid. Please, please. Please, my BPM just went up 100, man. Please say it. Please say it. You are valid. Please, man. I just need you to say it.
Hundreds of people editing Minecraft SMP content.
Yeah, it's a Discord server. It's not I mean, I'm calling it group chat, but it's a Discord server.
So,
I mean, it's a group chat, but.
Dream, I'm bisexual. Am I valid?
Like, I just really don't know what to say, to be totally honest.
From Quabby to what?
Because,
whoa,
mate,
Dream.
Mate, you fried my brain a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
come on holiday with me. Look where we're going.
Video. And you agree it was a misstep. You call it a misstep.
Oh, wait, seriously? Is that where we're going?
It was a mistake.
Thanks, Dream. Oh my God.
Initially, I think that
dude, I've always wanted to go.
It implies that all of Tommy's editors are underpaid and horribly paid and horribly treated. Whereas that's not, that was not.
Dude, I genuinely thought that said what a wonderful vaccination.
I've described it as.
I'm dream pilled, man. Fuck.
Of the video.
Because the point as itself still stands. I think that nothing that I said in
as
that.
itself is.
Oh.
The point,
The point,
Oh!
the point
that I was
of-
making.
Oh!
Yeah.
The point that I was making in that section was Tommy was critiquing me for the content that I make being low quality,
That's
blah, 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 whatever, and I'm clapping back saying, "Yeah, well, you."
He didn't say allegedly that time.
A lot of videos very quickly because at points the way you have a ton of editors and therefore you have less control over what happens with those editors. And literally, some people have ended up working for minimum wage or below minimum wage, and also have outsourced stands to do sometimes captioning.
I genuinely think he has a like a trust problem. He can't fathom the fact that he can have like a big team. Why does he need to edit his videos? And why does he need to own his own merch company? I don't understand. Thank you for the gift sub.
Come out and said that's not the case, and you haven't provided
Thank
a
you,
single
Dylan.
bit of proof where that is the case.
Okay, the proof that you can look at that we've already talked about is three things. One, the
Tubbo, after he
Twitter thread
says
that
the proof is in the pudding. I'm so hungry.
Okay.
What? Just listen. Just hear me out. That Twitter thread, right, is an instance of around the time frame where I have firsthand accounts of this having happened, of a similar thing happening on different platforms of Tommy. It was about a VOD manager on one of his platforms being improperly outsourcing stuff and not paying them properly. That is already confirmed, and Tommy resolved that behind the scenes. That's around the same time. That's one.
But the
knock on this.
evidence of him resolving that and having
Dream, name 3 female editors. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
out because he's been in this situation and has entirely resolved it, and the initial people that put out that stuff have said this is all resolved, and then you've gone, no, actually it's still happening.
No, this is. I'm talking about first of all, I'm talking about
Dream, name 3 female cats.
supporting evidence that is supporting evidence that it's not crazy that this could have happened, right? And then
Could have, but there's no proof.
Oh!
no, I'm saying
Could
from
have.
your Tubbo, I'm saying from your perspective. From my perspective, I have firsthand accounts from editors that have literally expressly stated exactly what I said in my video. Literally expressly stated. I got those
So where's the
screenshots from
proof?
editors that are in that Discord, right? So I'm not in that Discord. How did I get the evidence? Obviously from people that were telling me what was said, right? So I'm saying outside of that and without compromising people or
Wait,
making people...
a clip of me on my own Twitter timeline. This is killing me.
You can gather your thoughts. Can I grab a water real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, POV your dream, going to get water. Oh, meow, you fucking whore.
Thoughts. Can I grab a water?
Oh, I actually did farm that one though. Come on. Anyways, enough of my Twitter.
That's the
I don't agree with you on that. The statement you just made, but I don't think that's a trust me bro at all. It's just like that's just a fact that has happened.
All right, chap.
Then
Maybe we
prove
should
it,
lock into
man.
this for a
Like,
little
come
bit.
on. This is the exact same expectations you ask of me for everything I say.
I feel like we've gone back and forth on that where I'm going, yeah, I did.
Wait, one in chat if you're here. And this is better than the other stream. No, I love Toby. It's just Dream that's annoying me.
I feel like on this topic, the best.
Wait,
This is the best thing I can
Davasaur.
say from on
Wait,
this.
you edit for Schlatt, right? Are you a kid? I think I can make an expose video. Huh? I thought you edited for Schlatt. I was gonna ask if am I a kid? Did you say? Yeah. I'm trying to get a case against Schlatt. That's all I need to know, man. Just like yeah or no. Oh yeah, I did edit for yeah. And you're a kid, aren't you? No. No! Are you saying that there's no sweatshops? I'm older than Toby. No. No, I know.
With the amount of missteps you said that have happened in this video, Do you?
But I
agree
guess
that it's fair
because
for
you
me to
work for
say
him,
that
you
it's
can't frame him like
dishonest?
Twitch partner in the chat.
No, completely not at all.
So what about there being missteps makes this not
I need
a
to chip-
misrepresentation?
I need to chip
of the
into that
truth?
stream.
Well, nothing. The thing is, no video is going to be perfect. No, nothing that you put out online is going to be perfect. When I'm having a conversation with somebody from the other, like the other side of the opinion, right? And we're having this discussion, and I'm going, oh, you know what? Because of my personal biases, I didn't think about that specific thing beforehand. I wish I had moved that word around a couple of times. That doesn't make it dishonest. That doesn't make it. That doesn't.
You just got into
invalidate
Oxford?
everything
Shut
that I
up.
said in the video, or even close to that. All it means is that, hey, yeah, if I'm trying to be the most.
Wait,
fair-
chat. I'm calling my mum. Hold on. I just saw that I'm over 1,000 viewers. I probably should call her. Mum? Mum?
Hi, son.
Mum, I'm at 1,000. I'm at 1.3 thousand viewers.
What does that mean? Wait, the cat's coming. Oh, hi, sweet meow. You a horse?
No, Mum! Oh my God, Mum! What the hell? Oh shit! So now they know that I do it too.
Against rumors you are, and then say stuff without evidence that naturally sparks off rumors, and then just be like, that's okay.
Like what?
What do you mean? Like all of the things I've just said you haven't provided proof for over like this entire conversation, and I've gone over and over again, where's the evidence of that? Where's the evidence of that?
Guys, I stream on this channel every day.
Different reason
At this time.
for why you haven't shown this evidence. And I just like,
Is Dream stupid? If I speak, I'm in trouble.
I think rumors
Did you
are
move
terrible.
out? Yeah.
exactly. And to then have so many different, not
Okay, so,
excuses, but
Tubbo.
reasons for not showing evidence.
Dream IQ test. It's a picture of Sneeko.
Well, I
feels-
don't. I feel like this is.
Bro.
I feel like I don't think that's fair, Tubbo. Here's the difference. This is a big difference, right? If I said, "Hey, Tubbo, you're sexist," that
Right.
I provide no context, no evidence. Bad, in my opinion. If I said, "Hey, Tubbo, you're sexist because you called one of my friends blank," right?
Pokemon!
Even though
Pokemon!
that is a claim that you're making with, in that case,
Hi,
like, as an example
Pokemon.
with like Ludwig or something, where that's happening to me. We're obviously I'm much more willing to have a discussion with that because that's a specific example. I'm saying, hey, this happened. I heard a first-hand account from.
Bro, he doesn't
this
give a
having
fuck.
happened, and what's the evidence that I have a first-hand account of this happening? Well, the screenshots are the evidence because I have access to those screenshots. So in my mind, I'm going, yeah, that's far more evidence than no evidence at all. From my personal experience with people that I'm interacting
he's
with,
actually
I
killing me,
trust
man.
their first-hand account, and the evidence that I have first-hand accounts
And
is
buddy,
the
thank you
fact
for the
that the
prime.
screenshots exist. So I'm going, that in itself is evidence, right? Like it's not providing no evidence. If I just said Tommy Innit doesn't pay his editors at all, that's making a claim without any evidence.
What is he laughing at?
Yeah, no,
What do
okay.
you usually stream? Today,
Right. Yes.
he wasn't listening.
I mean, I'm not. If you
I just,
disagree, I want to hear why.
like-
What?
Chat, originally, I was gonna do a stream.
Everything you're
What's the
saying,
standard of proof?
Everything you're saying.
No, let's let him
is
talk.
Very.
I stream
very
awesome
reasonable.
shit.
I just
One in
I
chat,
don't
sure.
understand how when you don't like rumors, it's about people's opinions of you. When I'm talking about rumors starting, I'm talking about serious accusations you have made. Do you understand what I mean? Like when you're talking about you don't like rumors,
they're not rumors.
you don't like the rumors. You don't like the rumors that people behind the scenes might think you're sexist. You don't like the rumors that people behind the scenes don't like how your merch looks. And yeah, hey, like come on, you wouldn't have brought it up in the video if you didn't care about people's opinions of your merch.
Well, I just think I thought it was a funny critique. He's like saying baby photos, whatever. I'm like, well, I mean, come on, Tommy, you're really saying that when you worked with a merch company that scammed people. Like, come
Yeah,
on, like that's
but-
ridiculous. I don't care about him calling my merch designs. He said lazily designed. Like, I don't care about him calling that. I just think it's ironic that he's saying that whenever he has his merch company to deal with. Like that's in my mind, that's the humor in it. I'm like, well, yeah, it's like it's ironic.
yeah,
It's not.
but like all of these things, okay.
Oh my god!
All of those things are rumors about you. I would admit, like, the
I did
average
it.
person can be like, it's just a rumor, it has no weight. But
World
The
record.
kind of rumors that
Oh my God.
you are risking starting by not posting proof
Well, actually,
of.
oh my God.
Now, you don't agree with me, which I don't understand why. You're not posting
I got the
proof
world
of
record.
Tom's merch being made by child labor. I feel like I'm going in circles, but I feel like that is a very serious rumor that does take serious tolls on people's career. And
I feel like
if
we discussed that in
if
circles
anyone
before.
understands that, though, how serious accusations can have a big impact on people's career, it's you, my friend. So I don't understand how you're not understanding what I'm saying now.
Boom.
I feel like we read in circles around that. I feel like I will be repeating myself 100 times if I even discuss it anymore. That company, the company that Tommy and it worked with for his merch, not his own company, that company has, from your own admission in this stream, used child labor.
It is me, Dream, and there is a sexual assaulter in my house. He is in the next room over with his AirPods in, probably twiddling his thumbs because he doesn't know how to make a YouTube video.
Claim and Tom, which you have failed to do.
Tommy and it made his merch with this company.
But that is not proof. This is not the same. I don't understand, man. Like, child labor and Tom, where is the link?
Crash Out 5.
Okay, here's the link. The merch company that Tommy worked with used child labor.
Okay.
Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes, you agree. Like,
But you have no
this is
proof
ridiculous.
of these unethical practices happened with his merch. You say yourself you know the merch industry. You know how many different manufacturing plants and factories one company can use, okay? And it is, going off your experience, it is so dishonest to, which I have confirmed is one instance in one plant, okay? It is so dishonest to insinuate that that is entirely tied to Tom.
Cinema.
Okay. Entirely tied to Tom. I know it's not entirely tied to Tom.
No,
it's the whole entire
you
merch
don't.
company. Like, it's the entire merch company.
Chat, I'm booting up the IRL stream and walking to the office. Get me on a call with him.
I'm like, yes, no, this merch company that did child labor, they only did it, according to my calculations, confirmed one time.
According to his calculations. According to his... Bro, come on, man. We know about your calculations, stream.
My own personal experience from interactions that I've had, from conversations that I've had, that, as far as I know, it wasn't just one instance.
Then
but
prove it
that's
to
my
me.
own. Yeah, but you're saying
I'm triangulating... It's me, Dream. I'm triangulating the words I'm going to use to reference my cat. W? H? O? R? E. What does it spell? Whore. Come on, man. Dream, that was another great method from you.
Tommy in it. You worked with this merch. You're saying my merch is bad. You work with a merch company that did child labor, scam people, scam
What I
their
don't
fans.
understand is why would you not want a legitimate crime to have as much evidence as possible? That's what I don't understand. Which is why I don't understand your reluctance.
I'm really
about
confused,
it.
Tubbo. I'm just going to be completely
He did the Elon Musk thing again.
honest. I feel like I'm
Ethan,
we've
thank you so much for the
back
3
and forth
months.
on this.
The difference is the public doesn't know. People don't know.
People don't know what.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm getting a text from my mum. I'm checking I'm not going to be sued. Damn
be
it,
careful.
you laugh. It's the truth.
No, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about something else.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah. Do you want to move past the editing stuff? I'm on the firm belief that
Finally! We did it.
we'll move on with that. Next, we're gonna talk about your message with Tom's mum. That's the next thing you brought up.
Okay.
In the video, you say this is the only message you
Thermonuclear
sent to
point.
Tom's mum, but in the stream 2 days ago, you mentioned that you messaged an additional second time. Why change the story within the 2 days?
So I saw you say that on your stream, and I was like, "Oh my
you mean
god!"
typing
Because
in Tubbo's chat?
this is my perspective, right? So I messaged Tom's mom one time, right? One time, and then
I can't check what
years
she's
later,
saying.
after this was something that Tommy was already upset with. Blah blah. She tweeted about that interaction, and we had an extremely cordial, extremely. I messaged her, "Hey, I'm sorry for messaging you back then. You know, I didn't know that that would upset you guys. Didn't mean to, etc., etc. Sorry." And she replied and said, "You know, whatever." It was just like a very nice, common exchange. change. So when I say in the video, I had one, this is the harassment. Obviously, he's not referring to me apologizing to her for having messaged her because Tommy was upset. Later on, years later, he's writing this one message. So like, I'm saying, yes, this is the only interaction I've ever had with his mom that he's saying this interaction is harassment. So I wasn't like, I don't know if that makes sense. But.
Do you understand how, do you get how even with the context with his mum responding to your audience
Call
on
him
Twitter,
stupid,
do you
please.
understand how this message still comes across as very weird?
The thing is right after, like, shortly after this message, right, Tommy expressed to me that this made him uncomfortable, right? I apologized to Tommy.
And I did it again. I did
it
it again, guys.
From that perspective, right? The perspective
I said
that
sorry,
I
and then I did it again.
Was that I was treating his mom like she was, outside of Tommy in it, an individual person on her own, on Twitter, a creator. That you can copy paste that exact message if it was, I don't know, anybody else, any other creator on Twitter that was interacting with fans of mine about
anyone else. It's his mom.
I know. I 100%. I understand that. That's not something I genuinely, I apologize to his mom. I apologize to him. I realized.
Do you think I'll get timed out if I type something in
I'm
the
like,
chat?
oh wait, yeah. I guess realistically, I wouldn't like if someone messaged my mom. That's not, I wouldn't want to do that. And I apologized. I said I'm sorry to Tommy. I'm sorry to his mom. And that was some. And I didn't. The message
that in the video.
John AC.
Because Tommy is saying that I harassed his mom. So it's all about framing. Like I had this conversation with Tubbo. I mean, with Tommy. So I do it to both of you. I had this conversation with Tommy where we had already had that conversation. So when he's coming out and saying that I'm harassing his mom, the first thing I'm not going to do is accept his framing and say, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, Tommy, I harassed your mom. Like, no, I'm going to say I didn't harass your mom. I sent this one singular message. I had already apologized to Tommy and his mom for that. Why didn't he include the fact that I apologized to his mom in his video? He didn't include that. Why not?
Because I feel like you're the one that does the overstepping. He doesn't need to swing for you. You know what I mean? If you've done the overstepping and in the wrong, the person that you wrong doesn't typically, defend you. I feel like that's fair. You know what
Dream
I mean?
Shapiro.
I think it's the same way.
It's MAGA Dream. He's back.
He messaged his mum. He didn't message yours. You just agreed
He said that I was
like
Wait, what?
You just agreed that you wouldn't like it if the roles were reversed.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, in hindsight, I recognized, I was like, yeah, that was a mistake. That's not something that I should have done.
Dream say I'm sorry challenge.
Yeah, it was a misstep. It was. That's the thing is, but that's the thing.
Thank you for
is like,
it's been 3 hours.
There people that in my mind, like if you read that message and you understand, Tommy's, this is the full context. Tommy's mom is replying to Dream Stands on Twitter, arguing about a video that was about a section of that video was about me, right? And was discussing my stutter with fans, right? Expressing her opinion. If that was as
Johnny just sent me this. One day, he'll wake up without worrying about the hate on the internet. He'll definitely get married and have a family because he's built for love and teaching. He will have made a legacy and have security for life. For now, he's with his boys. Yes.
Public creator. Whereas you wouldn't, if anyone else was defending Tom's video, you wouldn't respond to random Tom fans responding to your fans.
No, if it was a creator, then I totally would. But yeah, you're right. If it was just, I was treating
a creator
100%, and that's where the mistake in my mind was I was treating and viewing Tommy's mom as like her own. I was not in connection to Tommy. I was viewing her as her own individual, just with her own.
Bro. He literally came out of her. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, not even to be crass about it. Like, come on, man.
That's my opinion. Surely she'd want to hear it because she's talking about this video as well, and she'd want to hear my thoughts because it's about me. That was my personal thoughts. And then after, obviously, when Tommy was upset about it, and obviously, like you said, Tommy and I had already, we were not friendly at this point. So after Tommy expressed that was weird, or that,
you're on
that was
that was
crossing his boundaries,
no.
I apologized and said, I'm so sorry. I didn't think about it like that. I completely understand. I shouldn't have done that. I accept that. That's not something I should have done. I don't remember the exact message I sent, but it was, I didn't, sorry?
Why didn't you include that in your video?
Hold on.
Again, I think it's all about the framing. It's all about the framing. He said I harassed her. Do you think that okay, one, do you think that I harassed her?
Not firsthand, I don't.
Okay. And do you think that I intended to harass her or I don't know, like attack her or something. Like,
I think, listen, I think it's a very weird thing to do, and I think it's very weird that you didn't see that this is a massive overstep of anyone's boundaries, and it's not a unique thing to Tom. I think obviously
This is a massive
I don't
day
think
for the
one
unemployed.
message is
Dude, I
harassment.
know.
That's silly. But what I do think is, since your videos come out, I don't know if you've seen any of Tom's mum's tweets.
that's horrible. That's horrible.
I know.
That's
I thought you
terrible.
would. Yes,
think
and I
that's
know you
terrible.
wouldn't condone that behavior.
There we go, guys.
But
I've actually just covered up his
Like,
subject.
fuck all of you people that would do anything like that. I don't want you in my audience. I don't want you as a
It's weird because he's
subscriber. I
trying
don't
to
want you
turn
as a
Tom's mom
follower. I
against-
don't want
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
from you. Fuck off. Delete all of your social media and go get fucking therapy. You suck. You're terrible.
Wait, that's actually what Dreams should do.
yeah, no, sorry, you didn't laugh. Oh, okay. I'll stew in my own silence. Okay, I'll go fuck myself. Yeah, I think it is. I feel like also you talk about framing a lot. I think
His name is literally
the
Clay.
framing. Well,
Like, imagine calling your kid Concrete, man. Like, actually think about that.
I sent her.
Anyways, unmute.
Makes Tom's claim seem more unreasonable when in fact there was more than one that you just didn't mention. Is
And
that fair?
I don't think that's fair. Just because when he says harassment. Well, Tubbo, listen. When he says harassment, he's clearly not talking about the message a year and a half later when I apologized to her and we have a very nice exchange with each other. He's clearly talking about that one message. Like, obviously, he's not talking about the other
Yeah, but
message
even
where
if
we
you have
had
a nice exchange, it doesn't necessarily mean she wants to speak to you. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's fair. But literally, my only message was saying I'm sorry. That's it. So I think that
He said it again! I'm sorry, Cal, number two! Number two! We're 3 hours and he said it again!
It would not have changed. It would have, I mean, I guess in my perspective, like, it would have only done, like you're saying, it only would have done better for me if I was saying, oh, I sent her this one message, and then the only other message I've ever sent her is literally an apology for doing this. And Tommy failed to mention that. It would have had the exact same, like, you know, like I didn't choose to say one to, like, as like a lie or something. I said this one message because that's what the harassment was supposed to be, was this one message that Tommy obviously was upset with enough to say that I was a movie villain or whatever. And so that
He
was,
literally is.
from my perspective, that was why it was
La la
like,
la
frustrating.
la
Obviously,
la
you saying,
la.
yeah, clearly one message
La
wasn't
la
constitute
la.
harassment was like, yeah. And so it's obviously very frustrating. Like, if Tommy, I think a lot of it is framing. Like, I don't think Tommy was doing it in a malicious way. I think that he was upset.
Oh!
I think genuinely think that Tommy was upset, and I think he has a lot of valid reasons to be upset. And I think that when he was discussing that specifically, obviously he was probably emotional. He brought up, you know, his parents'
The
divorce,
queen
which
of
is terrible,
Twitch,
and
man.
I'm so sorry that
Seriously.
that's something that, you know, he was going through and that his parents were going through. But I didn't know about that, and I think that the way that he framed it was unfair to me. I think if he had said, "You messaged my mom," that
Tommy,
was
count
crossing a
6,
boundary,
crash out,
you know,
count
even though you
5, I'm sorry
apologized, I don't
too.
accept your apology, you know, whatever. That's much more like fair. And then my response to that is very different, right? And the same thing happens with a lot of the stuff he says. If he says it in a slightly different way, where he's not like exaggerating, it did. The video made me seem like this terrible villain that's like, I don't know, doing all these terrible things, and then when you break it down, I'm going, well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, this was a misunderstanding. This shouldn't have happened.
Chat,
Or, yeah,
yo.
you know, I made a
wanna see
mistake
my
there.
chat go fast.
But
Thank you for the
it's
gifted sub.
like normal human mistakes and normal human interactions.
Female
and
editors named 0.
that's made out to be this like horrible comic book villain behavior, and I think that's
Thank you, Mousetrap,
like,
for the sub as well.
I think that's the problem with it all. And I think it's not Tommy's problem. It's like the internet's problem. Like, the internet dramatizes everything, and it like sucks. Like, it sucks.
Dude, I'm gonna say I think this one example is a bad example of the internet dramatizing everyone, because, like, let's be clear, you did text his mum while you guys had fallen out. That is weird, and you've acknowledged it's weird, and you wouldn't like it if it happened to you. You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, but I did not harass his mom while she was going through a divorce, and I'm not a proper movie villain. Like, dude, those are Tommy's words.
I'm not a proper movie villain. I'm just a alright one.
Video is, in my personal opinion, dishonest. I don't think that he was being intentionally dishonest. I think that he was just
So,
emotional.
How
But
is
in my opinion,
that
it's dishonest.
but all the missteps you've described aren't dishonest?
Because you're
Cinema.
saying, that's actually a good point, Tubbo. That's actually a really good point.
Why is he belittling him?
Thanks.
I think that, yeah, I think that, I guess if I think that his intentions were not to be dishonest, which I don't think his intentions were to be dishonest. I think that his intentions were that he was emotional and that it was obviously that was an emotional time for him, and it was a lot. There's a lot obviously that he's letting out. If I think that, and I think this, and I apply that same line of thinking to my my thought process, which is why obviously I'm giving myself that benefit out. And I guess I don't think it's dishonest. I think that it's a
Thank you,
misstep.
Vortex Kai, for the 7 months.
I'll say that. I think that you've changed
Would
my.
Thank you,
you-
Town Cries, for the gift of
Given
sub.
that
Thank you.
misstep,
Thank
would
you
you
guys so
like
much.
him to remove
All
that
of you.
from his video?
I
I
mean,
would.
I think that what's done is done. I think that if he'd like to, comment or something, or say, the same
We've
thing.
had
that
our
I'm doing
laughs
for
and it was
mine, I
fun.
think that's fair. I think that if
But all good things.
if Tommy has specific problems with my video, if he'd like to, through you, or if he doesn't want to contact me himself, through you, he would like to let me know about that and what he would like me to do, then that's fair. I'd have a conversation with Tommy, and I think that there are many things in his video that obviously I have a similar problem with, like with the harassment stuff. But the problem is that I feel like what's done is done. Everything's out there. I think that.
Okay. Sorry
go
to
ahead.
interrupt. If your attitude is what's done is done,
Thank
why
you,
at the
Megan.
end of your
Thank you
video
so
did you then ask Tom to delete every video that you're in? If what's done is done.
Well, I think that's what's done is done, and I think that in my mind, I personally feel very upset
Thank you for the
about
10 bits.
the
I'm doing
videos
great.
with my sister, the
Good for
videos
you
with my
all.
mom, and not the other videos. Like I care a lot less about those videos. I care about because there's no content. My mom has never appeared in anybody's content. My sister has never appeared in anybody's content. Only one video with Sapnap or something, and one and then a bunch of videos with Tommy. And he's sitting here saying I'm harassing his mom and I'm this horrible movie villain while having intimate videos up. And I don't mean intimate in a weird way. I mean intimate in like a personal.
What a bad word to use. Could he not have thought about it before he said, what a stupid fucking sentence.
I don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable and makes me upset that someone would say that while having that content up. So to me,
Guys, the video's so intimate, they have 30 million views.
If you genuinely feel that way, I really think that Tommy is upset. Tommy has valid reasons to be upset, but also has a lot of the stuff that he said in his video, I believe, are out of emotion and that he doesn't completely mean them. And I think that if he actually truly means the things that he's saying, then yes, he should 100% out of morals, but also out of the fact that I feel this way, remove those videos at absolute bare minimum. But in my opinion, obviously me saying, yeah, why would it's me for the
And I think you, if you had morals, you wouldn't house a sexual abuser. But to each their own, man. Come on.
that might influence them to
But
subscribe.
those
or
It's just
to-
my opinion.
Oh, like 3
Hello,
years
Lexi.
old now. No?
Yeah, I mean, there's still obviously videos on his channel that will garner new views and have new subscribers that will watch them, and think like, oh, hey, Dream likes Tommy and Dream supporting Tommy, and this is Dream. Every video that I post will boost those videos, right? And my fans will see them, and my fans will not know the history between this and not know that he's
Has he
saying
actually
these
spoken about-
slanderous
No,
things about
no,
me,
no.
and that I don't like.
He's like the
That's
goat of
problem, is, like,
avoiding
I don't
it.
want that. So I'm fine.
He just
That's the
curves it
difference.
every time. It's crazy.
Genuinely, if Tommy wants to have a one-on-one conversation, I have always been open. I've tweeted about it all the time. For any creator, I will be open. I would always be down. I would love to have a conversation.
He thinks that
I would love
Tom's gonna
And the
text
same thing
him.
if he has issues with things I said. in
He's
my video
actually
or whatever.
deluded.
We didn't even have a single phone call about the whole mom issue. We didn't have a single phone call about the USMP stuff.
That's
We never.
fair, though. The mum.
Yeah, no, I'm
issue,
not saying
I
it's not
wouldn't
fair,
call
but I'm
you
saying
and text
obviously-
my mum. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm not saying it's unfair. I'm saying that obviously. I don't think
Dude,
communication
all this, and
almost
when I
ever-
called my mum on
I guess
stream, she
from my
called the
perspective,
cat a
I'm the type of
whore.
person,
What the fuck?
communication, I feel like is never bad. It's almost never bad. Like if you can communicate with someone, then you should generally, especially
yeah,
when
but communication is also a privilege. You know what I mean? And when you do things that damage your reputation of trust with people, you lose that privilege to the communication you're asking for.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's valid. I think that from my perspective, that I genuinely don't think that Tommy was unfair in his response to that. Like I don't think that his reaction to that was unfair. I never critiqued him for that. I mean, obviously ever since then, obviously I haven't said anything to him privately, like in a negative manner. I congratulated him when he hit 15 million subscribers. I don't have a problem with the way that he. I don't
Like, do you know how mad that is that he really did say that? It's crazy.
messaged him privately. I'm not saying that. I'm saying obviously before these interactions and obviously the way that he's the things that have been brewing amongst that group of the Brighton crew for a while. It's like
Say my name! Say my name, please!
Jack told me of that phone call is you guys were just like, yeah, we don't like each other. Let's move on. You know what I mean? That's all I heard.
I mean, it was honestly, it was a good conversation, even though, yeah, he didn't agree with me on some of what I was saying or a lot of what I was saying, but we had, it was a very mature and like good conversation. We talked for, I don't know how long, I think it was like an hour or something. And we had, it was a good conversation. I feel like that's valuable just because I left that conversation feeling more positive towards Jack than I did going into it, right? And I left that conversation.
How could that be true if on your stream, Beast over
9,000 likes.
you say Jack Manifold, there's a rumor you're unfaithful. Oh come on, man! Oh come on!
Yes,
I left that call. Okay, Tommy. What the difference is before I had left,
called
that
him
call,
Tommy
I would have
again.
said there's a rumor you're unfaithful, right? I would have said, hey, I have firsthand account that you're unfaithful, right? But after that phone call, I went, oh, you know what? Based on what Jack expressed, where it literally was just him saying, hey, that's not true. He didn't. I mean, obviously, he didn't provide me any receipts or anything. But I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I guess I'll think not of that. But
Jack's in my chat right now. What did he say? He said, we discussed rumors about you too, Big Man. Oh, he's joshing. He's joshing.
Wait, I literally need to follow Dream.
I had a serious message because it was longer than the normal Manifold message I get.
Sorry, I just need to follow him. I've got an emote to send into his chat soon. Hold on.
Sorry, go on.
Bro,
yeah,
he's dropping viewers.
I think that communication is.
Why does it look like that? Why has he changed the aspect ratio?
I'm open to communicate with anybody.
Big follow, man.
Say kind of again.
Chat, can someone remind me in 15 minutes?
I'm always open to have conversations. I feel like I'm an open book, and I enjoy. I communicate very weirdly, especially from messages. Like I'm just not a good communicator. And I feel like I want to try, and I always try and have phone calls with people when I can, and reach out and tell people, hey, I'm open to phone calls, make my DMs open, so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I feel like I guess that was the.
That's fair. I feel like also, speaking of what I just said, on your stream 2 days ago, what are the rumors about me? Can I ask? Because you did say there's serious rumors about me.
So first of all, I also said there's rumors about Skeppy and other people, and I'm just like saying that as like, oh look, there's rumors about
but
you.
You also said I'm a bad guy behind the scenes.
Oh.
No, that was me making a point. That was the same thing as like me saying the whole racist thing for Tommy. It's like, oh, he's racist, whatever.
Right.
But
whatever.
Also,
Dream would say that though. Let's be honest, man.
Was,
with the KKK edit, man. Come on.
It's not important.
Will you text it to me so I can decide?
It's not important. It's really not important, Tubbo. It's really not important.
So, why are you doing this?
I just said that. That's it.
Okay, about what? Because that's very broad what you just sent me. Oh my god. Okay.
No.
It really is not important.
Yeah, it's not important. I promise you.
You called Tubbo gay.
Dude. What do we even do now?
It's over.
I don't know. I genuinely, I have a lot of respect for you, Tubbo, and thank you a lot for just having me on. I know we
thank you for killing my career. Thank you.
And I feel like obviously that I regardless, I just feel like this call was. Even if the only thing to gain from it is that you can discuss with someone.
Me at 4, I love pizza and chocolate, and my mother is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Can I talk about something I said on stream 2 days ago? Because I know your audience was quite upset at me for saying it, and I feel like I should say it while you're also here to talk about it. On stream the other day, I said, you've made a lot of money off Pride merch while keeping your sexuality ambiguous. What I meant by that is that I believe that for you 2 days ago to go on your stream and say, I'm not gay, while having this very on-screen fictitious gay relationship with George and then releasing Pride merch and using the shopping domain dnf.gay, I think is weird. And I wanted to ask you about it.
Tell him.
So, I think a lot. This is the same thing that I've said.
Tell him you
literally since
homo,
the beginning
sorry.
of time, or
What?
since every time I've ever been asked about it, that I'm not gay. I've been in relationships with women. I'm not gay, right? Outside of that, I have refused to talk further about my sexuality.
That's fair
I feel like there's more nuance than just, hey, you're not gay, therefore clearly you're straight. Like, I feel like
that's not what I'm saying.
fair.
I'm just saying that if you so openly say you're not gay and you've always said that, why use this fictitious relationship with your best friend to link to your merch?
Who's a sexual abuser, by the way? Let's not forget that.
I don't even know. I don't know. I literally don't even know DNF.gay. Like, that's not my domain. I don't know. Is
It's
it George's
not.
merch? George's thing?
Yeah, but like you also do release like Pride merchandise.
Yeah, I've done Pride merch with profits going to what?
10% went to charity. You would have still made a lot of personal money off of that.
How much you up from the whole beef?
Yeah.
About
obviously
1,000
we've
average
given,
viewers right now.
donated a lot. I think we donated a lot more than 10% actually, because we did, I don't remember what I think we did a set amount or something for one of the drops. We didn't, and like with 10% up to that amount or something, we didn't get up to that amount, so we ended up doing a lot more than 10%. But I don't remember the specifics of every single drop, but I've always tried to, I've done live streams and done stuff promoting a lot of different. I'm sorry.
The Trevor Project was the charity you did.
Yeah, and also worked with them behind the scenes and stuff on many different things. So I always want to show support. So I'm not.
Yeah. So like
I'm
you're
not using my
you're
own,
not
like-
gay, but you are part of the queer community.
I'm not sure what the definition. Like, I'm not sure what the definition of that is.
Well,
Like,
it's just
I think. I
Yeah,
assume I
like,
am
you're part
queer.
of-
Queer is.
What do you mean? Sorry, do you need me to?
I think that there is a spectrum, and I think that when I say I'm not gay, I literally mean I'm not only attracted to males. I have been in relationships.
Yeah, but that spectrum you're mentioning is like the spectrum of how queer an individual is. That's what I'm on about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
bisexual.
that's fine then. Then I don't
Is
have.
that okay?
I don't really have any gripe with the Pride merch stuff. Like, I have my own personal thoughts, but it doesn't need to be said because it's not like.
No?
Okay,
Oh,
well,
I'm
George, as far as I know, isn't queer, so go cancel him, please, for having his doing his.
Oh, let me
Hey,
think.
I'll say it.
That's
That's
a joke.
weird.
Let me think. What are we going to cancel him for first? Sorry?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically. I mean, I don't really have anything to say. You're such a bit. I'm not going to dig into your private life, man. Like, let's be so real. That was the most digging I probably felt comfortable doing. I wasn't going to go any deeper. I will say.
Yeah, I got a little uncomfortable there, but I think it's
so
very
that
valid
wasn't
and
my
very fair.
intention, but
That's
I'm like,
fine. I understand.
given you released Pride merch and made money off it, I assumed you would be comfortable talking about it on stream, and I'm sorry if that wasn't the case.
No, that's fair.
Wait, Chad, this one's also got 10,000 likes in an hour.
I also
Do you think
want
it
to
will
say,
get 100k
what was
again?
the weird quote at the end of the video? You don't need to put other people down to lift yourself up.
That was weird, man.
Why?
That was weird.
Why say that?
Yeah, I think that
way that
in
he says it's
hindsight,
so
I shouldn't
weird.
have said that just because it seems like preachy. Like but I didn't. I more meant it as like I know this sounds like stupid, but I meant it in a genuine way of like because Tommy's been doing obviously a lot of like he's done a lot of like he's been on like you said, he's been on like his shit slinging arc, right?
Yeah.
And so I meant it in a way of like, look, Tommy, you're super talented. You don't need to sling shit to get attention. You can get attention with your own.
But it's just a very
content.
weird thing to say after this whole thing started with that meme you made.
Yeah, and I did think I don't know if it was you or I saw somebody's
I
reaction or
said
tweet
that.
about
I
that,
was
and
like,
that's hilarious,
what?
but- Yeah. I think that's
It was Harry! It was Harry's clip!
it actually looks kind of stupid. So. But yeah, I mean, I genuinely meant it as just like, look, you don't need to sling shit. You are talented. You can get attention with get a ton of attention without doing that because you're talented. But also, it does seem backhanded because obviously I'm like critiquing him and saying negative things in the video. But I think that just like in this conversation,
it feels a little bit. I'll say how it felt to me. I was watching the video, and I was like, okay, he's made a lot of criticism. And when you said that out here, I was like, wait, this speaks volumes to almost how like
the way that his stream looks is so.
You see yourself above everyone else on a higher platform. It felt very talk downy.
Yeah,
I just saw the preview again.
Like which
Yeah,
I feel like it's preachy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey.
I think it feels
agree.
preachy.
We agree. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, finally agree on something. There we go. We got.
Hey, we agreed on it.
We agreed on a lot of stuff.
6 things this stream. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing my voice. This is crazy.
No, sorry. I realized I have just sat here and like listened to you, so I have just let you run your mouth for like.
I still got 7 more minutes till the 50.
I appreciate it.
Like I wanted to actually ask you things about what you're saying in real time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to send the emo of me and Harry kissing. Bro,
I'll just extend the olive branch that again, if you have in the future, again, I feel like I don't bite. Like I'm very, I'm open to talking, answering questions, whatever. So if you ever have any problems or concerns or
you think he wants to speak to me?
Message me, but otherwise, thanks for having me on, and
Totally.
It's over!
I appreciate you also talking out genuinely. It's
No,
really.
I really hope that, like, first of all, I made it very clear before the stream I wanted my community to not be on an attack footing, and I'd hope that you'd share that same sense.
We did not attack him. Let's get some Drakes on the show.
Tubbo's been great. Tubbo's been extremely fair, I feel like, and he's been, and especially even in the past, and he's been someone that's been, I think, has treated me very fairly. So I appreciate it, and I think that definitely, I mean, even if he wasn't fair, you shouldn't spread hate, but do not.
I just feel like
if he ends the call with "well, back to coding," he's absolved of all faults. I'm serious. I'm completely serious.
And obviously, I can't speak for anyone else. I feel like we can very much like. In this conversation, I've come to the realization that there is just I just don't understand why you think the things you do, and I don't understand your justifications, and I don't agree with a lot of what you said. And I think that is honestly because we are different. And and this conversation has made me a little bit sad because I've almost realized that I feel there isn't a middle ground we can reach. To be totally honest, I think it's very fair to incentivize our communities to start
going
attacking
Tory
each
on
other
MAGA, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
because it's not a fun experience to be on the internet, especially as someone who streams here every day. But however,
Just joking, guys.
I think
the Tubbo's not a
there
Tory.
isn't a middle ground.
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of shit thrown. I wasn't expecting there to be really a middle ground. I think it's more just communication and also setting an example for hopefully future communication between creators. Just because I think it is just like it sucks without communication. But yeah, I do think it's I think it's a little sad, and I think that I think that we operate in different spaces, do different things, and.
I think we can very easily just avoid each other, and our communities can avoid each other, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that our community should try their best to not, get in each other's business. I think that there'd be a lot less like hostility and stuff, and just I feel like at the end of the day, we both want to make content, and we both want to, do our own thing with our friend groups and whatever. But yeah, I guess.
Who's in your friend group,
from my side, with one final thing.
I'll probably leave from this now. Thanks for chatting. Yeah. Sorry that there wasn't.
Can I get one more sentence or one more little thing I want to say about you?
Go.
Back to
Tubbo,
coding.
I think that you are extremely talented. I replied on Twitter to, someone a while ago saying that whenever there's someone was belittling you, saying that I, made you or whatever, and degrading that sentiment. I feel the exact same way about Tommy. Tommy would have never. He didn't need me in any way. Tommy did not need me. Tommy was an extremely talented, extremely amazing creator who made his way on his own and made the Dream SMP so much better than it ever could have been without him. And the same applies to you, Tubbo. I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for the way you hold yourself and everything that you've done. And I appreciate you a lot for having this conversation with me. And I'd like to end on that note.
I appreciate you for being open to talk about it on the stream, because I know it's hard.
No other compliments, Toby. No more.
But yeah. Well, thank you, man.
Thanks, Tubbo.
Yeah, bye.
And back to
Bye-bye.
coding. Oh. He didn't say it. So everyone.
Okay. Thank you for the 20 gifted. I'll turn the alerts back on.
DMCA. Chat. Yo. You might be thinking, MaxGGs, that was such a waste of time. And what I've got to say is this. To you, it might seem like a waste of time. Let me show you something. It was a waste of time, maybe for you. That's okay. Cinema. We did it, guys. We listened to Dream for 3.5 hours. A torture that's so bad. So bad. And all I've got to show you for it is one funny clip. I've been funny once today.
You can gather your thoughts. Can I grab a water real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, POV your dream, going to get water. Oh, he went, meow, you fucking whore. He does it again, guys. He's done it again. Oh my god. So, chat. Yo. I'm the funniest bisexual. Dude, yes. Remember at the dream... No, I unfollowed him on stream. But yes, thank you for the 700 new Twitch followers today. That's cool. Oh, and my tweet has 10,000 likes. Yay! It was another nothing burger, but I'm glad that people are liking it. Now, guys, we play my favorite section of the stream. Are people angry at me on Twitter? I'm reading them like, dude, all of the comments are just like, this MaxGG stream is funny. Thanks, guys. Can I be honest with you guys? I really need to pee. Is that cool? Oh! Wait, people are saying that they watch this stream to save their sanity. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. That's a nice compliment. I hope I entertained you a bit. Sorry, I'm just gonna quickly ask Molly something. Are you going live? I can stay alive to host you if you want. Okay. Yo, don't call your cat a whore, by the way. I wasn't planning to, but thank you. Alright, everyone. We've had our laughs and it was fun, but you know, Chat! Thank you so much for joining me today. All of the thousands of you that did. That is a weird sentence to say, but thank you so much. And I'm gonna go now. If you liked today's stream and you'd like to see me again, the original concept for this stream was meant to be that I in 10-minute intervals, I pick random viewers and do exactly what they say for 10 minutes, which would be like a different way of Twitch chat controls my stream. And I think I might do it tomorrow, since we didn't get to do it today. And yeah. Chat, thank you so much. It's been so fun as always. I had a great laugh. Thank you for all the follows. And of course, all of the subs. You guys are so nice, man. Thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'll raid someone. Who should I raid? I'm gonna raid my good friend, Average Harry. Yep. Well, no, I think I raided him yesterday. That's unfair. Oh, Twitch looks weird. Ew, 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 ew. Alright, I'm gonna go raid Harry. Wait, let me ask him if he's ending. Hold on.
Wait, no, it looked like I was shutting down his idea.
Alright. I asked him not to end because I'm raiding him. Chat! Yo! We're going. Yeah. But, if you'd like to support me, MaxGGs everywhere. You probably know that already. And, I stream every single day, basically, at 6:30 PM in GMT. So, if you like the sound of that, come and find me. And yeah, chat, thank you so much, and I'll see you, when I see you, alright? Bye! Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.